Good evening. Welcome. Back after a week and a bit. Down a Feywin. But don't worry. I'm here to do the voice. Hello. My name's Feywin. Another thing I didn't realise as well is welcome to Allhearth. You arrived last week after lots of stuff. But we are into, timeline-wise, week 5... which is the start of February, which is the start of Candlemas. There's an actual festival that's going on as well. It's the start of spring, well, essentially the start of spring. So yeah, spring cleaning, purification, New Year's life, and what would be, in the other campaign, the initiation of the witches. So the witches starting out on their hunts around this time. So it is a time of celebration here in Allhearth. As you guys have brought with you a massive traipse of refugees from the borderlands after.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Well, you arrived with them. You've been thrown in.
We were following them. We
just got stuck behind this awful traffic coming in from the Glimmering Hollow. It's horrible.
Must be rush hour.
So yeah, stopped at the gates. It must be rush hour. There's 100 odd people there. Along the way, you got a message down. You got Undriel onto the River Nert and sent her towards Lake Morgana to give the druids the information they require, or you think that they requested, around the Death Bloom, as well as having almost your own binder of information that she gave you as well. As you cleared out the Reflection's Edge, made your way back to meet up with the party that you had saved from being gnolls after making certain bargains, or some of you making certain bargains with one Jenny the Hag, as she explained to you that the Death Bloom within the border forest was spreading at a rapid rate. So that is forcing everybody to move. Pass that information out. Glimmering Hollow and the Four-Wind Sentinels, led by Mira and Karl, decided to split their party, with one group helping move as many people that would want to move from Glimmering Hollow to Allhearth for safety, so moving north up the country, as well as sending a party out to the Willow's Glade and sending them towards Redvant. And you had warned your Viper and the Red Hoods that they should be receiving some friends, some new refugee friends soon. So yeah, mass clear out of the Borderlands. But we finished last session with you guys making the journey there. Of course, you made great friends with the goblins and the hobgoblins, the bloodcaps. A stealth mission turned to a chase, turned to a chat, turned to an old man setting off some lightning as Callan was saved. And there was a lovely little moment. I think Arthur has a lovely new weapon, bestowed from Callan himself. As you guys, learnt some information about the Bloodcaps, what they wanted, why they were asking questions. Left on fairly good terms with a sending stone to contact them if required. They also let you know about some workings of the Underdark and the Myconids, and that being one tunnel that they had known of that from their base in the Borderlands that could go underground to where the Myconids were living, but they hadn't explored much of it yet. This is a pretty hefty little sesh. But yes, we finished with you arriving in Allhearth, the guards stopping you at the gate of the Narrow Way, being the southerly point of Allhearth. Allhearth sitting at the bottom of the Silverside Lake, so a giant lake that is feeding but via different rivers, and Allhearth sits at the most southerly point of this lake. And you entered from the most southerly point, greeted by farmland to your right-hand side, and this the kind of area you make your way through before you hit the big wall around Allhearth is an area which you can see is catered towards travellers. Not as many travellers as you have brought with you, but it's set up with inns. There's stables. You can see there's alehouses. There's some provisionary shops here on the outskirts of the Narrow Way. And it sits on a road that you can see runs, as you get a glimpse through the gate, straight through the gates of Allhearth all the way up to the lake. And that's where we are, with no Faven with us this week. We will start with the guards halting as Mira steps forward to explain who she is. That they are bringing the party, that they're here with a group of refugees seeking a place to stay from the Glimmering Hollow, and a brief kind of explanation of what's going on. Looking like the conversation was not necessarily going so well, Faywin stepped in to... I was going to do the voice. I'm not going to do the voice. Step in to help the situation and flashing her Allhearth membership card and stating her daddy's name, got the guards to at least take them both to the keep of the Commonwealth, which is
I have a
right
question.
in the sea. Yep.
Can you play out this with voices, please?
Hello, my daddy's really rich. Can I? No, I'm not doing that. I would never do that. Poor kins.
Close enough.
Close enough. Yeah, it probably would have been. Roll a persuasion check. 3? Shit, that's gone really badly. So, I mean, probably Kins actually saved you a roll there. But yeah, she stepped in gracefully, waved her dad's name around, and Mira has then said back to Carl to start moving the guys out. So to the west. So you get the farmlands kind of to the east, to the west. They start pulling people around. They're going round the side, pulling off the main road as people are kind of settling down. Now they feel in at least some safety, as these guards are not letting they're not letting with all your carts and everything. They're not letting lots of people through into the city. Faywin explains who she is, who you guys are, and her and Mira will head off with guarded escort, leaving it free for yourselves to move in. Von has been studying in Allhearth for a long time, so and as a member of the Druids, has free reign to move in and out of the city as well. So he can lend you some guide as you make your way into Allhearth. So I throw over to you guys at the start of your journey here. Where would you like to go, or would you like a little bit of a rundown of what we know about Allhearth, either via Von or via myself via Von? Choice is yours. I suppose everyone looks at Von because you're the only one that knows anything.
Otto looks at Von.
Zaga will ask Von where the ducks are.
Arta will ask Von how to say hello. Which way to the Tor in Elvish?
But first, where are the ducks?
I mean, there's a few parks dotted around, mainly around the Southtown sort of area, which, yeah. I mean, ducks exactly what you want to go for straight away, Saka?
It's the most important thing.
I love ducks.
I mean, Southtown is to the east, the southeast.
Wait, Southtown is to the east.
To the southeast.
That doesn't make sense.
Southtown is to the east.
Yes.
It's a big area. It's a very big area, and there's a lot of parks. That'll be
Which
your
ones
best
have
bet.
the most ducks?
It's been a while since I've been back here, so I don't know about the migration of the ducks around here.
Zaga looks annoyed.
No ducks. Nice. So yeah, you can start wandering your way into Allhearth. Allhearth, for most of you, definitely Zaga, definitely Arta. Otter, you probably have been in some larger cities before, but this would probably be one of the largest cities you've been in. As you make your way, the narrow way that leads through the gates, you pass through the gate with your horse. They allow your horse and cart on tow, kind of on the premise that you are heading towards or are part of the Druids. So therefore, they are allowed to take horses and carts further in to stable up. But this main road wiggles its way through right up to the lakes. As you're walking through, it's quite a wide carriageway. Yeah, I think you probably get like 3 or 4 horse carts either side, but it's busy as hell. So you get kind of inside the wall, you hear the sound levels rise. The buildings themselves that flank either side of this are at least 3 stories each side. Some of them just larger ceiling buildings. Some of them you can see are like multi-story buildings. As you walk down, and you enter via Morgana's Throne is the district you are in. And you can follow this way up. Like I say, you can cut east if you'd like to head over towards Southtown. But yeah, you have entered the main part of the city where there's a hustle and bustle. People are moving around. You can hear and see a few banners which are passive perceptions across that are celebrating Candlemas, as it is the 1st of February, the start of spring, the official start of spring. Winter is over. And you can see that there are people that have got, they're either like starting the cleaning out or they're moving stuff out. And there's branches like spring, what are they called? Like new plants and spring plants and stuff that people have got out that have attached to their doors or are hanging outside to kind of celebrate the end of winter and the start of spring coming in. But yeah, even although you would have got here in the like afternoon, it would be right in the hustle bustle of the like late, just after midday-ish.
Zagger is taken aback by the size of everything.
Art is also taken aback by the size of everything. Can I do a perception check to see if there's anyone standing around with a sign that says free tools?
You can.
Oh, that's D12. That is a 23.
23.
That's
You
where you're gonna know.
you look around, looking for the expectancy, the joy on your face of trying to find someone that knows or is offering free tours. And whilst you don't see anyone with a free tour sign, you do lock eyes with a young half-elven gentleman, kind of well presented, like little waistcoat, not quite. I would say like a white puffy shirt, but it doesn't look as nicely pressed as maybe it could be. For you guys, looks fairly well dressed. It looks like is not armored, does not have any weapons. And you, as you're looking around for someone, he clocks your eyes, and you kind of see that he's looking at you. You're looking at him as he nods towards you, and just kind of gets up with a little leaning off the side of a post, and kind of gives himself a little skip as he wanders over to your direction, seeing a group of essentially new travellers hit the town. Welcome to Allhearth, gentlemen. Are we new in town? I can see in your faces that this is, you've stopped at the gate, so new?
I see. I told you there'd be a designated tour guide. You're a tour guide, right?
Well, I mean, tour guide really diminishes what I do. I provide experiences, Let it make sure that you find exactly what you need in this big old world that is Allhearth. So, tours, one thing I can do. Suggestions. I can
Tours
also
it
get
is.
some provisions.
No,
Tours?
we don't need anything
Tours?
else. No.
All four of you?
I turn to the rest of the group.
I mean, it won't take long.
Kind of got something else I need to do.
Oh, you're so boring.
Boo-hoo.
Zagger is gonna, quite surprisingly, decide he wants to tag along with Bon Bon because he wants to find out more about these vampires. And he feels his knowledge of vampires will be quite useful to the druids.
I like it.
Also, he thinks there may be a reward.
A reward? Gold? So, tours for anybody? No? Yes? No? Just a few, still. No? Oh.
Just me then. I want to see all the sights, all the sounds.
Let's
Maybe
go.
some nice food.
Food?
Is there any like old buildings and stuff? Like maybe a fountain that goes.
There is all that and so much more. He's like, small price of 2 silver, and I will take you where you need to go. You'll have to buy your own food, mind, but I'll take you to the best places.
Hey, Arthur, if you see any ducks, remember to tell me where they were.
I hand over 3 silver and say,
Don't miss.
"There's more where that came from."
Nice. So you're heading out on foot with the thing, so we can pick up brief descriptions of where you want to go, or if there's stuff you specifically want to look
hookers
for.
and blackjack.
The dirty
I want to see a
side.
clock tower. That's
Okay.
that's high on my list.
I'm not sure there's a clock tower, but okay, we can do some stuff. Nice. Where
I don't get mugged.
as yeah. Takes down alley to beat you up. As he goes head off for you guys, he's like, "Are you rest of the party? We can meet up somewhere if you'd like the tour later on." No?
I don't know. Are there hookers and blackjack anywhere?
Well, I mean, not on the main thoroughfare, but I'm sure we can find something as the sun goes down.
Meet a spider druid house.
Oh,
later.
official druid business. Okay. She's like, shall we go?
Also, don't get yourself in any trouble.
Lead the way. I never get myself in trouble. I don't know what's going wrong with my voice. But I never get myself in trouble.
See if you can find a
This
hippogriff.
is my Allhearth voice.
Yeah.
I'm doing this now. Because everyone speaks like this.
Uh-huh. Yes, well, you know, we are well-spoken here. And he's like, nice to meet you. My name is Verity.
That's a girl's name.
Oh, well, I mean, girls' names, boys' names. It's a lovely name. Do you agree?
Elves are weird. Let's go.
You head off. The rest of you heading for druids?
I assume so, since we've got a cart with a thawing out fucking mind reader.
I don't know, you guys.
it's not bigger fish to fry.
expect. I never like to guess. Right. Who wants to go first? Do you want a rough tour?
Oh, yeah, he
let
done
them-
his tour first.
Yeah, I go tour first.
Get a tour first. We might as well get the tour first, seeing as we're there. But it's,
We
you
not
know,
do them
nice.
like simultaneously, like.
Can
First 5
do.
minutes we're walking somewhere, they're walking towards their thing.
Can do if you'd like. Yeah. So Morgana's
Silent
throne.
for 10 minutes, neither are they.
So he walks you through Morgana's throne to start with. Explain. I'm not going to do the whole thing in the voice because it's difficult.
Yeah, that's fine.
So yeah, and explains to you that this is, as he says, your friend will know all about this. This is where a lot of the Commonwealth staff have their residence. So each of these areas are districts that are cut out in kind of areas of the town, leading up to the centre against the lake. And yeah, Morgana's throne is the political and administrative hub of the city. It's where a lot of the Commonwealth staff live, as it kind of borders onto the grand keep of the Commonwealth, as well as a lot of the druids have a lot of their housing here. And you can see there's a mix of the houses are like these ones you can see where they're 3-story are more like 3-story townhouses in a lot of places. These are like the full building is one block, which is not the case elsewhere. And he points out some local businesses, points out the Crown Jewels Emporium, very, very expensive jeweler if you're in the market for any jewels, any
shiny
rings,
things.
yeah, any shiny stuff. He points that out there. He kind of dusts off his attire and says, if you want something a little bit more fashionable around the town, points out a regal attire, which is a tailor shop specializing in like the clothing for the nobility. So stuff that's a little bit fancier.
Oh, it's definitely going to go there later.
Lots of like sun umbrellas, that vibe, big puffy dresses, and waistcoats everywhere. And as well as, of course, the official stationery shop of the Commonwealth, Parchment and Quill, which is just a stationery shop. I don't even know how it made it in there, but it did. And if we want to blow up this session, I'm not against that. So yeah, he takes you on. He splits through, and you dance down a couple of side streets of Morgana's throne, in and around. He points out a few different little. I don't know if it's even any. Oh, he points out there's an inn. There's an inn called. Inn is not quite the extravagant word for this. This would be this would be the closest thing you'd see to a hotel called the Ivy, which is a very expensive hotel and restaurant to stay at in Morgana's throne. Get the feeling from Morgana's throne that it's very wealthy, and being the political and administrative hub of the city, and you've seen the shops, it kind of makes sense. As you kind of depart, I need to get my map up here because I can't visually do it from memory.
You lost. You don't seem to know where we're going.
I know exactly where I'm going. Maybe. You know,
I've noticed there's no clock tower. How do people know what time it is? It's always daytime here. Oh my god, is it always daytime here?
It's not always daytime here, but we don't have a clock,
always
but we
nighttime?
do have, as he brings you in, as you kind of part, and you see at this point, you guys would you'd be walking slowly, but you'd probably always keep eye as the rest of your party are kind of 50 meters away, and then as you dot in and dot out, they're 100 meters away. As they come round to the central square, the end of this long road from Morgana's throne comes out to a big open square. There's a large mix between a small castle, large manor house that is there, which he points out as you see your friends disappear inside, is the House of the Druids, where the Druids come to learn, come to do a lot of the studying and mingle with the Commonwealth. They have their own keep separate to the Commonwealth. It pales in comparison, but you'll get round to that after. And then he walks you forward towards where you hear a lot of movement, a lot of hustle bustle, a lot of banging, the smell of like herbs burning and stuff as he walks you into the yards. There's 4 places, so we'll do the yards as well, and then we'll go to the Druids. This is the workshops, forges, and craftsmen all sit within the yards. The yard sits right on the bank of the river. So the first thing he does is take you across the large. We're laughing about Clock Tower. Across the large open part. You know, like outside Buckingham Palace, how the Park Avenue kind of sits, where there's this big area that doesn't encompass anything. It's a bit like how there is this big. It's a park. It's not a park, but it's like a cobbled area, large area outside the front of the Druid house that doesn't have that much in it. You can see there's a few celebrations and bits getting set up now for Candlemas in this area, but it is just a big open square. In the middle is a very, very large sundial. So no clock tower.
Ooh.
But yeah, big, beautiful, carved out, what almost looks like a marble type material. Huge. Like you could lay down on this and be the clock face on this sundial if you didn't have the big point in the middle.
I go and do that.
Nice. And people do. There's lots of people that jump up, and lots of kids playing around there as the sun is coming out this summer. And then you head into the yards. As you get into the yards, he takes you through to the shipping and docking area. And you can see where all the ships pull in. The lake itself sits south of the Diamond Mountains, and it's connected to the Iron Hills as well, which is where we get a lot of the metals from, and goes out to just north of Allhearth. So ships can get in to here, and you can see where they're unloading lots of ores and stuff that have come in, and some of the metals that have come down from those individual mining towns and places. Explains to you that the Silverside Lake is called the Silverside Lake, and shows you along the edge you can see where the water glitters with a little bit more, where there's lots of specks of silvers and gold dusts that have been pulled down from the Diamond Mountains and run down the river into the lake itself. So the lake itself is quite spectacular in terms of its size. It's loch-esque in size. This thing is massive. You could be confused for it being a sea if you could not in a distance just see the other side of this thing, but it is huge, deep blue lake with this like shimmering silver across it as these flakes of silver there. Mm-hmm.
Do I see any ducks?
In the lake, roll a perception here. No, roll a perception check for like close by.
7.
You see lots of ships. See a few seagulls and stuff, like birds that are flying, but no ducks. Yeah, flying ducks. And then he walks through the yards. The yards is full of all these forgeries. He explains if this is where you want to come if you want something made. Carpenters, forgeries. There's some guys specialising in some of the more magical stuff here as well. Some of the high ones. There's like a place called the Alchemist's Hammer, which he says has this kind of like crazy half professor, half blacksmith dwarf who is specialising and working on essentially like enchanting magical weapons. So he said there's a bit of a buzz around that. It's about what? Sorry?
It's not Jim, is it?
No, it's not Jim. I'll Jim down magic. No, but then you watch through there, watch around, and you can see in and out. This place is just lined with the different stages of manufacture of different forgeries and stuff. Pure like ores being brought in. You can see there's big smelting places where they like farm out to 4 or 5 different blacksmiths. Big heat in this area of the yards itself, and the yards are flanked on its east and west side by larger parks. I think he'll probably take you out. He'll save the Commonwealth for last. He'll take you out east first, towards the Sunrise District. So that's like a good maybe hour and a bit of you walking around, going between the different areas, picking up where it is. And he like dots into the different thing. Very for some reason, I had like Aladdin-esque in my head. Like he dances between and kind of knows people, but clearly doesn't know them enough. Like when he's showing you stuff, shopkeepers are a bit like, "Fuck off!" Like if you're not buying it, piss off. But he's giving you like a good, like, yeah, this is what you can get here, and if you want this for this stuff, and he's pointing out all the different things. So yeah, if there's bits in certain areas you want to look for, then shout out as I go through.
I mean, there's not anything in particular I kind of want to look. I just want to.
Mhm.
I feel
Get
like
Phil.
Art would want to get the sights and the sounds.
Yeah.
Sort of get an inkling of where he is.
Yeah, nice.
Where he could go to.
Yep.
At a later date, instead of kind of wandering and finding it, he wants to kind of get some knowledge beforehand. Not that he's taken any notes and remembers things or the names of things or where things are, but he likes the idea of doing that.
You might remember it exists if someone prompts you for it. So yeah, you head off along the lakefront into the park and towards the next district. As we cut back to the rest of you, as you appear outside, you follow this large road that runs all the way in and opens up into that square as I described it. Large square with a big sundial on the right-hand side, and on the left, as you can see, this large stone-built keep / manor house. Get like grand house scale is what this is. With a small gate that runs around the front, again very similar to like a Buckingham Palace style, where out front the gates are open, but you can see there are two guards stood up there, and there are people coming in and out as they look to be preparing for something as you guys approach with your wagon.
Zaga steps to the front and yells, "Hello! My name is Zaga, friend of druids. How do you do?"
Aha! A friend of the druids. This you can see that there is a
Totally ignoring the bonbons with us.
yeah, there's a tabaxi stood at the gate. You can see that that it only has a like a staff, has a longer cloak, but it is not about very much Jedi style, like long brown coats over the one, similar one to Undriel having. This tabaxi looks back to you. Well, a friend of the druids. It's good to see you, friend. I'm very well. Are you here for the celebrations for Candlemas?
No, we bring something interesting for you to look at. And I point at the cart.
You've brought a cart, okay? Is this like a delivery for anyone in particular, or?
No, my friend Bonbon here is one of you folk, and we've brought you a vampire to look at.
Get arrested.
It is.
When you say
Ignore my little friend here. It is.
he looks at you funny with that. As like just trying to get a sense for as you see that he's cottoning on, like you can see that this is someone that's looking at you to try and essentially insight check you, discern whether you're pissing about, whether you're like a danger, whether like what's going on. Would you do anything to persuade or dissuade him one way or the other? So.
Well, Jagger's being as honest as he can be. He thinks it's a vampire.
Okay.
He wouldn't be doing anything out of his way. He's being honest.
Cool. I would like to point out I have a very dejected kind of like, for fuck's sake, look on my face if they look over to me.
Yeah, I think because quite the motley crew. An elf, a bearded pirate-looking dude, purple bearded pirate dude, and a small kobold who's just announced he's got a vampire in the back of his truck. Some alarm bells might ring.
I will add to what I said that we better be quick because it's thawing out back there.
It's thawing. Okay, you've got ice. Okay, that's good. Again, this is a delivery for someone or just?
Bonbon, you from here?
Yeah, I'm trying to speak, Saga. Ignore to a certain extent my little friend here. It is not a vampire. I am part of the Nerd and Gal sect. And have found something that I believe may well be of some importance in terms of, I mean, I'm not sure what it is exactly, but I feel like
it's
it may
definitely a
have some
vampire.
some sort of significance to our sect.
Oh. Okay.
Is Glaze Windrider around?
I believe so, but if you take it in and yes, we'll you can go and find Glace, and we'll sort it out from there. But yes, if you are signing in for your friends here, if they're not part of the Druids, and that is fine, pass in, and we will. I'm sure we'll be able to get that sorted out for you. Sorry, I thought it was a delivery for the celebrations.
No, not for celebrations, no.
Zaga will look to the tabaxi again and say, "Thank you, my friend. If you're around later, I'll regale you with the tale of how we slayed this foul beast."
Okay, I look forward to it, friend. I look forward to it, as well as finding out what indeed this beast is. Enjoy.
Vampire.
He's like, okay. Looks back. Kind of nods to there's like a human on the other side, and he kind of, as you guys walk, if you were to look back, you see him kind of look at him, shake his head a little bit like, what the fuck? Okay. As they go back to letting people in, as you are moving in and out as well, like there's other druids moving in and out with different like banners with essentially like natural bunting, like long lists of vines with small white flowers on them as they're moving stuff out into that massive square out the front. As you guys make your way up to the sect, the big house itself has ports and has like a stables in, so it's up to you if you want to leave it in there and take the box with you, or go and find people and then come back for the box. I suppose up to you. But then, yeah, you know the sect, going in yourself one, that you go in through the main entrance, and from there you kind of get divided out into one of the three thirds of the building. Fourth,
Hey,
sorry,
Bond,
one course.
do you want to stand guard over this thing while you go and get your friend?
Yes, that would be best, I believe. Thank
By
you.
the way, while you're at it, ask if there's a reward.
Sure, Zaga, I'll ask if there's a reward.
Zaga looks pleased.
Zaka is very happy. Nice. So yeah, you leave the guys sat with the cot and head your way inside to go and find Glace. And the building itself is dissected into like quarters in half and then in half again. So you have each of the areas of the druids kind of stick to their own houses within the building itself, because they all study different elements. So you have like the Verdant Gale, which is the air guys. You've got the Ember Hearth, which is fire, the Aquatic Tides, which is water, and then the Earthen Grove, who the Earthen Grove. I will remind you that in the Earthen Grove you know Bo as well. Bo from Redvant was an Earthen Grove druid, as well as Undreal. As you make your way upstairs to find Glace, as you go in, the Verdant Gale, they are a bunch of being of the specialism of air. They don't like to hang around inside much. So you find all the windows and stuff are open. There's like breezes that run through the upstairs. As soon as you get into like the big double doors of the Verdant Gale, of the like sector of the Verdant Gale, it says across the top, you see barely a few people knocking about. There's not many books and bits. There's a few of the like guys from the Circle of Dreamers. You hear a few of the bloody like wind chimes and dream catchers and stuff that are just floating around in all the rooms. Half of the Verdant Gale is like fairly hippie-esque, I'd say. If you think that the Circle of Dreams is all about the explosions and dreams and what you can find from there. The other larger sect in there is the Circle of the Moon Druids, which are more about the wild shape and being at one with nature. So again, don't spend much time here, but are a bit more... they're a bit more serious, I'd say, if you can say that, about their circle. And then the Circle of Stars is this very small sliver. It's a new circle for the druids, and one that Von finds himself in. But there's only like a few people a few druids that actually study the Circle of Stars as this new area of druidism. But you know that Glace himself is a Circle of Moon Druid, so you go kind of to find him there. Find his office. He is one of the mentors, so spends more time doing a lot more of the teachings. And as you kind of knock around the corner, you knock on the door to see Glace sat back, just reading a book. kind of feet up on the desk as you kind of pass into his lecture kind of room.
Glaze, hello. Been a while.
Well, look who it is. I mean, you've changed your hair.
I've changed a bit since we last met.
Yeah, it's lucky you're so pale. I recognise who you are. Otherwise, it's quite the switch. Going out on walkabouts. Let's say it changes you a little bit.
Indeed, it has changed me a fair bit. The reason for the visit.
Not back to study more. Not back to change your mind. Leave those stars behind. Come and be a moon druid.
I am perfectly happy following the circle of stars.
I've got to try.
Thank you very much. Need some of us, right?
Well, apparently so, yeah. And rather you than someone else. I mean, someone's got to deal with old Tycho the Psycho, haven't they? I mean, I shouldn't say that, but...
He's certainly a character.
That's the word. Character. Yes. So, you're back. How's it been?
It's been a pretty rough last few weeks. A lot is happening down south from here. I mean, as I'm sure you've caught wind of what's gone on with the forest.
I've heard some things. The Earthen sect have been making some noises about some disturbances, but there's been no panic.
That's a little worrying because, I mean, the level of disturbance down there probably does warrant a bit of panic. I've seen it firsthand. It's very bad and it's spreading.
Okay. And he kind of like puts the book down, sits his feet up. Come, sit down. Okay. This sounds... Well, that was me thinking you were just coming back for a little chit-chat. That doesn't sound good. The Earthen sect, they've had a few of their druids either go out or go missing from there, but I didn't think there was anything that we were... I don't think we've been urged to do anything else, but again, I'm not privy to all the information.
No.
How can we help now, though?
We helped, me and my friends, helped one of the Earthen sect get passage across the borderlands to head down to Lake Morgana with as much details as we could gather on this death bloom that's taken over the forest.
Okay. Well, you should definitely speak to the Earthen Grove about this. This is.
Yes.
Okay.
I mean, that's a complete side thing. This is not exactly why I came.
No, I wouldn't know necessarily about them. Good that you're working with other druids, though. There's a big push right now in the druids for cross collaboration. We work in silos too much, apparently. Is what they're telling us. So apparently we've all got to start being a bit more friendly. Good to see you're doing it out in the field.
But yes, I mean, I guess what I'm actually coming for may well be more interest to Tycho himself.
Mm-hmm.
But seeing as you brought me here, I thought I should inform you as well.
Yeah, it's always good to see you. I mean, yes, if it's any of your stuff, Tycho's your man because, you know me, I'm all about the moon. So if we're not talking about cool stuff that you've been wild shaping into, exploring how the forest is working, the bonds of nature, I stick to the things I know about. I love you as a student, but I would have liked you more if you were a moon druid. You know me. I have strong feelings.
Is Tycho around?
Tycho is always... He doesn't leave. He's up, I imagine, upstairs. He hasn't had many... since you've been gone, hasn't had many more come through and pick up the old Circle of Stars. So he's been mainly working upstairs. He has been taking some visitors from that school, the wizard school, the Voltanis guys. He's been seeing a couple of those. We've been trying some partnerships, getting the spreading the knowledge, helping us, I suppose, spread our resources further than they're going. But he himself stays upstairs in his little attic room, staring at the stars.
Okay, that's good to see you, Glaze.
Good to
we'll
see
catch up
you. Yes.
more. We should be in Allhearth for a little while, so yeah.
Perfect. I am not planning on being anywhere or doing anything for a week or so, so let me know. We'll go back out to the inns. We'll stay away from the Ivy this time. It's a little expensive. We can try, I've heard there's a few new places. In fact, I've been told there's a bakery that does a very, very good pastry. And then we'll get beers after.
Of course.
Of course. That's a given. I was just checking. So yeah, go and see Taco will be upstairs. Give me a shout when you're about, and good to see you, Von.
Good to see you too, guys.
He kicks back up and goes back for his book.
We'll head up towards Tycho.
Nice. So yeah, you head down at the end of the corridor. You see there's a spiral staircase there. It's just like on the outskirts of the Verdant Gale area. So you get lots of lecture rooms, and then this open cast iron like spiral staircase that runs up in the edge on one edge of the building. There, so it's like a keep. They have like the round keep kind of what the fuck are they called? I don't know, called like turrets. It's not the right word. That run up the side. This runs through the inside. As you come to the top, you come to a long hallway which is slanted on both sides. So you don't feel the need to duck. It's still tall enough, but you are in the top of you're at the top of the building now. As you walk down, you can see cut out into one of these large domes is where Tycho keeps his rather large telescope. Which is his design over many iterations of changing, of working with magical lenses, of improving the scope time after time. And he obsesses over this thing that sits like pride front, like in the center of the room, staring out. It's too big for the room. Like for if this was a larger lecture room, you wouldn't be able to operate anything else in this room. It's like when you've got a small corridor room and you've put a large round table in the middle of it. It's like it's not really going to work, but there's no other place for it to go. He needs his telescope. And as you come upstairs and kind of make your way down, you can hear tinkering on the back of it. Is an older gentleman talking to himself.
Kind of take a deep sigh before heading in, knowing what I'm about to head into.
While he's doing that,
Yep.
can Zagger attempt to draw a crowd around the cart to regale them with tales of battle?
Not inside the gates. If you want to leave, so if you imagine you've gone into the gates of Buckingham Palace and you're in the stables there, so a lot the people that are moving in and out are members of like the druid staff who are moving stuff in and out, or there's deliveries that come in, and there's not like a general public. You'd have to go back outside the gate to do that.
Zagger just wanted a crowd.
Yeah.
He sees people around.
No,
He wants to perform.
Yeah, not enough. Like if you went out into the main square, you'd definitely be able to draw a crowd of like common folk. But you are inside. That you've had to go via a guard inside here. So the people that are in here are only druid staff.
I'm sure they will have a mess hall or a tavern or something in this building where I can get them later.
Yeah. They'll have quarters and stuff that people stay in.
Sorry, go ahead, Bonbon.
Nice. So yeah, you wander down and you can hear the tinkerings and wormings of the old man.
Okay, I will knock on the door as I approach, rather than walking straight in.
Yep. As you knock, you realise he hasn't heard. Just kind of knock and wait and have a look, and you can hear just tinkering around. Okay, I'm gonna.
Okay, I walk in. Tycho.
You see this older gnome gentleman, so small, pops his head up over the bottom end of the thing. Goes, "What do you want?"
I think I've discovered something very important.
You think you've discovered, and you are...
Do you not remember me, Tycho?
He goes, takes off like one set of glasses, pops another set of glasses on, and as he comes around underneath, you can see it doesn't tend to go for like the long brown cloak of the thing, where he has more of like a tinkerer's attire than anything else. So like the cloak has been like, the arms have been cut off the sides of it, so it just wears as like a sack over him. He has these tools and all these little tinkering things around his waist, a lot of them, and are like almost like straps across his chest, where there's like small magnifying glasses or very small screwdrivers, like lots of intricate tools. He's there as he comes around and puts his glasses on, and has like the white hair that puffs out. The only way I can think of describing him is like a gnome version of
sounds like one of those troll dogs.
yeah. What's his fucking name? Like a gnome? No, worse than that. What's fucking
like the professor from
Back to the Future? Yeah. What's his name? I'm saying it's not Christopher Lee. That's the wrong name.
No, that's the wrong name. Fuck. I'm going to be thinking about this for ages now.
Yeah, I know. It's really not. I'm going to have to look at it because it's really annoying. Because I thought of it 3 times and then my brain just stopped. Anyway, that very less like. He's just called Doc, right?
Yeah.
Christopher
Doc
Lloyd.
Brown.
Doc
Doc
Brown. Yeah, I'm just checking if Bam was awake. Yeah, so very like Doc Brown. White. The white hair is wispy. There's no control in it as he comes round, and as he gets close to you, he's like, "Have you changed your hair? You didn't have."
Yes, I have.
Yes.
Yes.
I've still got it. That was me. You coming in here tricking me. You. Have you seen? He's like, and then when he realizes you, he's like, come, and he starts moving you over. Completely forgets that what you've said the first time. He's like, I've been making some alterations to the telescope, and we are seeing things now. We've been working with and getting some help from the guys that the new, the wizardy boys, and they've been helping with some of the things that I just couldn't quite work out on my own, but we're getting very close to further breakthroughs. And he goes, breakthroughs, yes. Wait, you said you have what?
I think I might have a breakthrough myself.
Where? With you have a telescope?
Oh no, this is on land here.
Well, what is it? Come on.
Follow me downstairs. I want to show you this.
And he goes and grabs like a bucket hat to put over his head. His white hair pops out. He's like, the sun is a deadly laser, and starts following you down the stairs, like hopping down behind. As you guys make it round, you see he is just like the whole way down. He's just making very happy little noises that someone has brought him back some bits. And again, in a circle of stars, there's probably like 5 or 6 of you as druids, where the others have like 50s to hundreds of druids probably out there in different sects within like the church, or within the wanderers stuff, or within the role they provide in supporting council to the Commonwealth and some of their leaders. For the circle of stars, you guys are pretty much just a bunch of wanderers who are just finding your way as you try and work out what this really means. So yeah, he is just excited to, 1, to have someone back, and 2, just have something new to look at. So all the whole way down, he's just like, what have you got? What have you got? As Zaga and Otter, you see Von come out of the front of the building, start walking around the corner, in tow with a very small, happy, well, looks like a child at first, and then you realise is an older gentleman, white hair puffing out. The bucket hat, which is like well oversized, is what kind of makes him look childlike as he comes up to the cart where you guys are standing.
Nice hat.
Thank you. What have we got? Are these your drivers, druids? Who have we got here?
Security.
Security. Well, Von, this must be very, very special. Let me see.
Have you come to see the vampire?
Ignore the little one.
Mm-hmm.
Vampires. He's obsessed with vampires. Don't know why.
You'll see.
Okay. Jumps up into the car.
Yeah.
We killed it, you know.
Open up
Please,
the.
I'm hoping he says it's a vampire. That would be very wondering.
Open up the.
I don't look at the car and you see it. So like in ice, so yeah, again, you've been freezing it, and it's slightly thawing. So he'll get a rough look, but won't get like a really good look at what it is. And he, as he goes in, he's like, "This is a creature.
Yes.
A creature from where, Vaughn?"
We came across it in Redvant.
He like pushes the lid down and then looks around. He's like, "Is anybody watching us now?" Roll a perception check. Or you could all roll perception checks.
Zag is not going to bother because his perception is always shit.
That was a 12.
I guess a 6.
15.
The sundial.
15. You, as he says that, and like, because you kind of pick up, Otter, that this guy is, he just, the mood change in him was very quick. So you kind of perk up a little bit as you're looking around. You notice that whilst there's no one fully glancing on, that tabaxi at the front gate is kind of giving you like a second glance, just a little stare about what's going on as essentially Tycho's come out, one, which is weird to see him out anyway, and was making a lot of noise, jumped up on his car, and then is kind of, so it's not like he's paying a lot of attention, but you can see that there's probably one or two eyes that are just keeping tabs on what you're doing. If this is a creature and you're saying it's a discovery, I'm assuming this is the creature that you have not seen before.
Yes.
We need to be very careful. These sorts of things are not always taken in the right light by some of the more traditional druids. Think. We can't. To examine it here would be impossible. I need to see it outside of the ice. And you can see like his little mind like running through all the solutions of things and potential ups and downsides. We cannot let anyone, until we know what it is, know what is going on. My friends, the Arcane Institute. Take it to the Arcane Institute.
Okay.
He's like,
It's in Scholar's Crown.
yes, in Scottish Crown. They have been coming on. They have got much funding from the Commonwealth, and they have much resources, and they have helped me with my studies into the astral plane. And if this is something that you think is connected, as he kind of like looks left and right, not got any stealth, this guy. They have the facilities that we can use, and also we can just keep it out of prying eyes for a little longer. Go and find who's the lead? The professor. Go and find Renariel. He heads up things now. Renariel. Renariel.
And Zaga will pipe up again and say, "So is there a reward for slaying it?"
Zaga.
No, a reward for slaying a beast such as this. We see these beasts all the time, my friend. I'm sure we can sort something out. Don't give anything away. Well, let me give you his perception. Oh, you rolled like a 10. It was a shoddy performance. A 10 is not great. Well, it's good to see you, Vaughn. Thank you for bringing me this woodland beast. But we have no need for it here. Why don't you take it to the butchers and see if they need any meat? And he looks back at you. He's like, take it to Renario. Renario Vortanus is the head of the Vortanus Arcane Institute. He will know what to do. Tell him I've sent you, and it is to be used for our studies. And I hope they don't ask too many questions.
Okay. And we can definitely trust these guys.
And I again, does that mean I should stop telling people we killed a vampire?
Yes. I mean, I don't think this is. Until we study it, we don't know what it is. The point is, yes, don't. Let's just keep it between us until we know what it is. And then once we do, you can tell, maybe tell people who or what it is.
You can just continue telling people it's vampire afterwards.
Well, I'm pretty sure it is, but fine. I'll keep quiet.
He looks back to you and goes, "You've done well to bring back. If this is what I think it is, this is not the first time we have had stories of this creature, but we've never had a sample. So, you've done well, boy. You've done well." And he goes, "Right, okay. Well, lovely to see my students doing so well. But this is of no use to us. So, get rid of it, and I will go back to my studies. Ta-da!" Goes to jump down, and he
just as he goes to leave, I'm gonna telepathically say to him, "I do have one more thing linked to this, but I can show you that later."
As you telepathically speaking to him, he almost like stops with like a shudder of fear as you're in his mind. Can he reply back with the telepathy?
No.
He turns back and looks at you after he hears it and says, "Come and see me once you've done, and we can talk about all of the discoveries, but get the body away first."
Okay.
And he kind of lingers on the stair as he walks away. Arta, you've made it over along the front of the old lake to the Sunrise District, so on the far eastern part of Allhearth. This, as you kind of pass through the park, away from the yards and the smell of the burning and the coal and the stench of burning wood and smelting metal disappears. It starts to get filled with a lot more fragrances. Oh god, I can burp. As you pass into a really vibrant, brightly coloured district along the front, especially along the front here, this vibrant marketplace atmosphere, people chanting, people shouting, trying to sell bits as they're there. As you can see, there are goods here from goods and spices and fruits and things you have just never seen before in your life. The aromas of like exotic spices. There's people like trying to sell bits, like offer you little tasters as you go through. And Verity, as he's passing through, he grabs loads of samples for you and pass them on as you try lots of different fruits and things, super sweet fruits, and then loads of ground powders on top of like small tasters of dairy products and stuff that as you go through, you just it's like a smorgasbord of new tastes and senses. Some good,
trying to
some
eat everything at the same time, so it kind of just
mixes
tastes like
up.
mush.
Yeah. And he's going through it. He's like, "This is great." And you can see there's just the large, as he gets to like the main area of it, there's just this large open bazaar marketplace, which is just stalls, as you would see, like small temporary stalls with the canopies over the top, and each one of them is selling something slightly different. Some of them like mixtures of fruits and vegetables, some of them some of them like fishes and more meats, some of them like cured meats and done in different ways, but very different to your traditional just like butchers, greengrocers, which you'd have seen in some of the other places. There's something a bit more bland about them. This is just like another world of different things. You can see that they give lots of the prices here are fairly expensive as well for different things when you're like just picking up and you're looking at it.
What the fuck?
But yeah, as Verity ducks around, he's just like giving you loads of different things. The Sunrise Bazaar is the big bustling market, which he tells you about. And you can see that there's there's no port here, but you can see there's a lot of people from the port in, a lot of tourists and a lot of people moving around trying to buy stuff. And there's a fair few like seafaring types you would notice around, whether they're buying provisions or getting stuff ready or bringing stuff off ships to sell as well as they're in here. He points you to an inn. There's an inn called the Traveller's Rest, which is like quite a small inn. He said there's a lot of traders in there. You've got to be careful in that one because a lot of people coming off the boats will go in there. So not the cheapest, and there's potential you could get fleeced if you're not got like your head on a swivel. You'll get overcharged unless you kind of talk them down. He tells you. But there's an inn there, and he said the other thing that's worth going to see is the Mystic Emporium, which is it's got like a bit of like, ooh, the Mystic Emporium, where he knows that there's lots of what are deemed to be magical artifact or enchanted items that are sold within there. Whether they are real or whether they're like small enchantments and just touristy things, he's like, sometimes they'll be good, sometimes they'll be shit. But there's like
balls you can't drop.
Potentially, there's lots of weird stuff in there. But this is like the big tourist market zone as he kind of walks you down and south. Passes briefly along the eastern wall and moves fairly quickly kind of through Southtown and Eastway. Southtown is really just the big residential district. So it's got a mix of homes. You can see here now where, whilst the buildings are still like 3 stories high, a lot of them are cut up into smaller blocks. You can see there's like multiple front doors for certain places where they're some of them are like flat type situations, and the buildings themselves are less grand. They were clearly built after the ones from Morgana's Throne. Sunrise District was a little bit newer, but you can see in Southtown this is a proper residential block, like terrace houses of 3-story highs, where some of them are chocked into 2-floor flats, some of them single floor flats.
They look like they have rear gardens.
Some of them more likely have rear gardens. Some of them maybe not.
I'm just going to make a note of that.
Make a note of that bit. That's the important piece.
Yeah.
He said there's some good. There's a few little places in here. He said the Hearthside Inn is a nice place. It's a nice inn to stay in. It's within the residential district, so it's a little bit less known. So sometimes you can get away with staying there a little bit cheaper. They get a few regular guests, and it's like a place where people will put their families if they're coming to visit in Southtown.
Can I ask Valerie a question?
Yep, Verity.
Same thing.
How dare you? He rubs you.
How much does one of those old things cost, do you reckon?
The houses.
Yeah.
Whoa. I've never inquired into buying a house before, but if you were in the market, I'd say then you need to go and speak to some of the Commonwealth guys. It's going to be many thousands of gold, but if you're looking for property...
Thousands of gold? That's more than a boat. And a boat's just a house that moves.
Well, yes, I mean, many people do just live on the boats, you know. There's many sailors that will swear by a life on the sea.
I suppose location.
Exactly, and a lot of these houses get passed down.
Held free like a Disney princess. And I'm like, hold on, I was actually doing the spinning. Like, I lost my mic. And I'm like, with such a wonderful world of interesting things nearby. That didn't quite go to plan.
Mm-hmm. And someone walks past and goes, fucking tourist. Yes, wonderful world of things to see. But this is, less fun. Hearthside Inn, very nice. If you just want some basic provisions, there's a nice little homestead provision shop that you get all your local products. The ones that get brought in from the farms are sold in here, and many for the residents here, so less flashy than the Sunrise District. And there's a charming little florist. I occasionally like to get a flower too, especially as we're getting into the spring now.
Wait,
in case you fancied it. Yep.
You said you've never been in the market for a house. Where do you live on the streets?
Not buying. Well, many of the houses here are passed down for families and families. Many have been here for generations.
Your generational wealth. I see.
Yes. Well, we mean ourselves in some way, shape, or form fought in the old Fallen Conquest, and here we are to look after. Semantics. As he turns to carry some more.
Semantics. And I follow him.
As you kind of cut through Southtown fairly quickly, back through Morgana's Throne, and are kind of starting to pass into Scholar's Crown. We'll cut back to the rest of you guys. Are you going from the Druids straight with the cart there, or you want to do something else? Tycho has left you in... and told you to get the body there, and he's head inside. He's trying to give you kind of a guise to get out.
Are you two happy to head straight to this?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay,
If
cool.
that's where the reward is.
Mm-hmm. Nice.
Yes, Saga, there'll be a reward. Eventually. So yeah, we'll head straight there.
Cool. So yeah, you head down the street, come out and turn left and then left again, and you head down the main road. It passes by the large park. You see part of the yards there as well and can hear the work going on, and you catch a glimpse on your right hand side as there's two large like open field areas. These I say open field areas as in they are. The first one is like twice the size of that manor house in terms of a flat, open greenery space, and the one that sits behind it then, which lets you see out into the sea, is probably 4 times, 5 times the size of that manor house. So these are huge areas of space that are just kept as big, green, open lawns. Think very much like royal garden, royal lawns, well manicured, pathways that move through, very peaceful and nice. And you can see because they front onto the walled keep of the Commonwealth. Obvious for those even that haven't been there that this is probably the biggest, most majestic building. There's a large castle, like castle-esque, surrounded by a large keep wall that sits on the waterfront.
While we're moving, having sensed the little gnome guy's obvious desire for secrecy, Zaga wants to just check behind to make sure he's not being followed by any other druids.
Yeah, cool. Give me a perception check.
Oh, fuck.
You know it's coming.
7.
It's very busy in the whole town. As you turn around to have a look, you don't see any like brown-robed, hooded figures following you. But you did roll a 7. As you carry on. But yeah, you pass by the Commonwealth. You can see that, this large ground building, way, way bigger in size and scale than the manor house-esque of the druids. This thing is huge and is clearly labelled up as the kind of seat of the Commonwealth, the home of the Commonwealth. And you kind of scare around the outside into the Scholar's Crown. Scholar's Crown we'll get to with Art on his way in as well, but it is a district that is built up and again houses a lot of their admin stuff. Where Morgana's Throne maybe is a little bit more akin to the Druids, the Scholar's Crown is where a lot of the elven population live. It's the knowledge and education centre. Part of the Commonwealth's MO is to keep exploring and understanding what is going on. So where the druids sit and concentrate on elemental magic and they run the festivals and the gods and everything that side, the Commonwealth have put a lot of money into making sure that all magic is investigated and all phenomenon are looked into, and all races have a seat at the table, and it's trying to keep everything as fair. So this endless pursuit of keeping things equal and fair and making sure not one thing is more power than the other is what drives a lot of the busybodiness of the high elves of the Commonwealth. Commonwealth itself, and more of that, is where that's where Faywin and Mira have headed as well to have council. You can see along that front guard there are guards there. They're not super heavily armed. You can see they've got poleaxes and they've got armaments on, helmets and gear, but it's not full plate armor. They're still fairly lightly guarded, but you can see there is guard presence around the Commonwealth, definitely. And you probably would have picked up here and there, whilst the place was guarded by the druids, around the town there is a guard presence. You obviously saw it when you came in via the narrow way at the gate, that there is some patrolling guard presence in the whole of the city. Oh god, I can't stop laughing. The smell of the Scholar's Crown as you come in, it smells like a much nicer. You get it's clean district definitely as you come through here, as you're passing by people of all races, of all species, but there is a more predominant elf population here as you make your way through towards just one street behind the Commonwealth, pointed and directioned on all the signs is the Vortanus Arcane Institute. Small building, probably half the size of the Druid building. Has a small bit of grounds, has a small wall that runs around the outside, but is in a fairly residential area. And you can see that it's been where there's building been going on, you can see that where some stuff is newer than others. So you can see there's like a tower that seems slightly newer, build and other bits, and there's a lot of movement going on. A lot of well-dressed people moving in and around the grounds of it. But as you come to the where the gate and stuff is, that's kind of around the backyard. You come to the front door, which is on the front of the street. And it's kind of not open to the public, but you could just walk in off the street if you wanted to into a reception area. So yeah, as you come down the street, you arrive outside the front of the Vortanis Arcane Institute. Going in?
Yes.
There is, as you see at the moment, nowhere out front here at least to park horse and cart.
Can you get down towards the back of it? Oh, there's anywhere to like go down the side of it to park up or anything?
Yeah, you'd assume they must have visitors things somewhere. So yeah, you could go around and try and go via the rear, Kickity, if you'd like.
Go. I'm gonna quickly jump into the reception and see if we can put the cart around the back.
Yeah, nice. So yeah, if you jump in and you can see that very much like a reception area. Central area, you can see on the left and right there's big double doors that are marked up with different things, but there is a semicircle desk made out of like deep dark oak wood that's sat there with a female elf sat behind the desk. As you kind of open the door, she goes, welcome to the Vortanis Arcane Institute. Do you have an appointment?
I do not have an appointment, but I've been told by Tycho to come visit Renario, and we have a cart outside and something inside that may be of interest for the joint research that them two are doing.
She like starts flicking through the things. Can you roll a persuasion check?
That's a 12.
12. She kind of looks and you flicks through. She's like, Renario is rather busy today. Doesn't normally take visitors without. Is this something that him and Tycho are working on as a joint project? Yes. It's. I mean, I can see if he's available, but I'm not sure the chances are good.
I mean, yeah, if you are able to just check, I mean, if he's not available, he's not available, but this is it's of quite high importance. Yeah, this may well be an important discovery.
Okay, I will. I'll go and see. And she kind of scoots back, like leaves her post, and darts up a small flight of stairs to like a mezzanine floor and disappears for a few minutes. Is there anything you'd like to do whilst waiting? Or with your guides outside? No?
Are we going to get a ticket here, Zaka?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know the rules of this place. It's full of elves, no, probably.
Sat with
You know they're
you
all
get a few.
snooty like Faywin.
You will get a few looks as you're just like a human and a kobold sat with a horse and cart outside the institute. It's not odd, but like a bit weird, a bit out of place.
I've seen a lot of different creatures around here, but I haven't seen any kobolds yet.
They'll be about somewhere. I'm going to go and see what he's doing.
Mm-hmm.
And I get off the cart and go into the reception area.
Cool.
I pat the sword on my hip, just so if anyone's watching, they know not to come near this car.
I like it. Roll an intimidation check. Intimidation, you can use. I mean, you'll use charisma, but you can use strength or charisma with intimidation.
16.
16, nice. So yeah, you just like Han Solo-esque leaning back, staring at these elves as they walk past. A lot of them education, like nerds. Feywind nerds walking around as you're just like tapping your sword at them up and they're like, oh, okay. So you clear the eyes. No eyes are looking at you at the moment. As you walk in, Ottar, you see Von kind of waiting at his desk. Women nowhere to be seen. Yeah, you can see these double doors left and right and this like open reception area.
Have you rang the bell?
There's someone already trying to get hold of Renario.
We're just worried we might get a ticket out here, that's all.
Both roll perception checks for me.
It's a 13.
22.
22. As you are kind of like looking for the bell to ring to hurry Von along, you see on the desk next to where she was sat is a big old metal key with a tag on the back of it that just says back gate.
Does it look like it's designed for guests?
Yeah. It's like the equivalent of a toilet key. Is how I would describe it.
Oh, well.
Because the sign, like, not plot armor that I've just put a key. It's like, this is what the key does. It's like got one of those larger
Hearing rings.
Rings that just so they know what it is and they never lose it. But yeah, it just says back gate, and it's like very simple wrought iron key that would go in a quite simple lock.
Right, well, while you're waiting for this person, I'll get Zach and we'll go take it around the back.
Okay.
Take it.
Yep.
Cool. So you swipe the key and leave, and take the cart around the back. You, I suppose you guys will get round. You can see as you get round to the back, you can see there was a small, the gate that runs is kind of like half brick with then iron that runs all the way around. Apart from right at the back, you kind of along houses as you kind of move down the side. It's a fairly tight squeeze with the cart. You wouldn't get multiple carts down here. Like they wouldn't be able to take big deliveries of stuff in here with the carts. But when you get round, you can see there's big two iron gates, and as you get to them, you can see that there's the garden in front of you that leads up to the house at the back. You're still waiting for this receptionist to come back.
Well, I will continue to wait.
Mm-hmm. You guys open and going in?
Fuck yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, I'll open the gates up and I'll guide Zagger through.
Mm-hmm.
Just get out of weight with my hands. No, back it up.
Nice.
This takes far longer than it should.
Nice.
No, you got to turn it the other way if you're backing up.
Literally making a ruckus.
Remember
Cool.
that scene in Friends where Ross is trying to move his sofa and
Yeah,
going,
Pivot.
pivot.
Cool. So you guys are moving, and it is. And to be fair, it is more of like it is a double gate for the back that you've opened up, but when it's not like a car park of any sort. It's like a nice garden, so you're trying to like squeeze it in the edge, so it's not on the nice lawn and grass. So yeah, it's taking a while to move a horse around.
The awesome power stain doing the
Yeah.
point turn.
Like it. Perfect mixture of the two. As you hear steps, Von, as this elven lady comes down and she says, "I'm sorry, Renaria is currently in a meeting and is not able to take visitors. Is there a chance you could booking and maybe come in another time?" She starts flicking through that. "I can look for availability."
How soon?
Well, Renario himself, maybe 2 days time, 3 days time. Depends. Are you available over lunch?
It's tough because we haven't got anywhere safe to store what we need to show him.
Yes. Well, like I say, he's very busy right now.
While this is going on, have we managed to get the cart in the back?
Yeah, as this is kind of happening, you've managed to get the cart in.
Is there an entrance to the building at the back?
Yes, there is, yeah.
Zag is going to say to Otto, "Stay with the cart. I'm going to go find this guy myself." And he's going to go inside the back of the building and just start yelling, "Renato, Renato."
Renato. Nice. So yeah, as she's going through the book and go through, you're kind of like, and she's kind of looking at you like, well, very much of a face of like, well, it's not my problem if you haven't booked and you just turned up, kind of like, are you going to leave? You hear her kind of pick up in the distance as Zago is just shouting out. This building is large, but the way that it's kind of built is you've got doors in this reception area, then there's like a set of doors that go through into like more corridors with more doors. So you've kind of walked in the back. If you manage the central spine of the building, it's just a big corridor with a few like breakers in between along that corridor. So your voice will travel pretty much all the way through, but at a lower level. She kind of picks up someone shouting. She's like, sorry, if we're done here, I think there's just something I need to check out. But I can book you in. Would you like a slot in 2 days' time?
Yes, go on then.
Cool. And she, and who shall I say it is that is meeting? She's like stood up now. She's ready to go.
It's Von Van Frostshadow.
Okay, nice. She writes out and gives you a card and says, like a little appointment card. It says, Von Van to see Renario, 2 days' time at 12 p.m. And then as she opens the door, you, Von, hear that's Zaga's voice.
She's gone past me now to go through to the...
She's handed that to you, turned back, and then where before she went up the stairs, she's gone through the double door towards where the sound is coming from.
Can I wild shape into a cat and go up the staircase that she went up before?
Yeah, you can indeed. You turn into a cat and start climbing up the stairs, and you can see so if you imagine there's like 2 double doors and the staircase runs up and round, you obviously easily climb up to the stairs as you come to a mezzanine floor, so that it's open over the hallway where you are now, but again there's double doors that go back the same direction she went. Oh, there's doors. You're a cat.
Out of opposable thumbs.
Try and push it.
I'll try and push the door.
Give me a should we do for like the cats for opposable thumbs? Try and like off the banister land and open this door. It's not a round handle at least, so it's a push handle. So you've got to jump and sit on it to hopefully.
I have seen many cats open these type of handles.
Yeah, they can open those kinds of handles. So yeah, give me is it acrobatics or whatever the good stat is for a cat. As you're rolling that, so it's like as you're in there shouting Renato, top of your voice down, you just see through this double. You see coming before she hits the door, this elven woman pushing through. As she comes, she's like, what are you doing? Who are you? Please be quiet. This class is going on. What are you doing here? Who are you?
Hey, I got a delivery for Renato. Sorry, what's your name?
Who is Renato?
Renato, you know Renato. What's your name?
Wait, what? Wait, sorry. Wait, who? How did you get in?
Through the back gate with the key.
Which key?
The key to the back gate.
And she goes, what key? And then she kind of like, she's like, well, you must leave. And she looks, you would have probably got most of the way down, looks out towards and sees your carts in there. She's like, oh, no, oh my God. And then so she's like, you must leave. And she's trying to usher you towards the door.
No, you got to sign for the delivery.
What am I signing for?
For Renato.
Roll a persuasion check, which is more going to be like a confusion check for her. A confidence over.
27.
27, nice. She's like, okay, show me this delivery, and then I'll go and get Renario. Is it Renario?
That's the name.
Okay, well, show me what this is. I don't know how you even got in there. She kind of like follows you back towards where you were.
Sorry, I didn't catch your name, by the way.
My name is Dora.
Dora, nice to meet you. I'm Zaga.
Nice to meet you, Zaga. And she's probably confounded by the situation.
Have you had lunch yet? Would you like to go for lunch?
What? Let's sort this out, and then we can decide.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Yeah. Okay. As you enter back into the garden. Nice. What was your...
I got a 16.
Oh, 16, yeah, nice. So you managed to, literally jump and get most of your body weight on as you slip the handle, and it opens enough, and you manage to get your paw, push your way in. You are met with a large corridor with different office doors on the way down.
Can I kind of listen out for if I can hear anyone walking behind any of the doors.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. Give me a listening perception check.
It's a 16.
16. Nice. As you go down, a few of them, you can hear like a bit of rustling here, but the one right at the very end on the right hand side, you can hear multiple voices coming from. With the 16, I will say you look up and there's a plaque that does say Headmaster Renario Vortanus, and you can hear there's 2 voices from inside.
Okay. I am going to. I'm going to drop the wild shape and knock on the door.
Nice. So you drop the wild shape, knock on the door, and there's like a pause in the speech, and you hear a voice. What, Dora? I've told you. I'm. Look. Just do things by the reason we have the book is we book the appointments, and then you don't have to, bother me when I'm having meetings. Let's try just for once to stick to the schedule, shall we?
I don't say anything. I'll knock on the door again.
He's like, give me 1 second, and he walks around, opens the door, and you're stood there, and you see in front of you is a very slight but very tall elven man in nicely in like a nicely tailored suit, I'd say, not like a too fancy, but is a decent, well cut 2-piece like business suit. As he comes open the door, he's like, Dora, I said, what? Who are you, and how did you get here? As you see, as he does that, he starts to like move his hands.
Well, there's no need for anything here, okay? I have a very important package to deliver from Tycho.
You say from Placo?
From Tycho, yeah.
Roll a persuasion check.
That's a 14.
14. Give me a second. He looks at you. You can see in the room as well. There is. Cool. Yeah, you see in the room with him as he is there at the door now. Pulls his hand back to start essentially the semantic movements for a spell. You see there is a much older looking elf. Again, very well presented, but looks slightly less business attire for a dress. A little like shawl jacket on, but looks to be an older elf as she looks at you. A little bit more, there's no movement for defense or anything there, just a little bit more surprised by your visit. Can you roll a wisdom saving throw, please?
Yep. Oh, that's a 22.
22. You feel that, this spell is going out, like a hold type spell that hits you as you manage to break from it, as he kind of then has an air of surprise of who you are. As this is happening, Zaga, you would have been going out of the outside of his window pretty much from the ground floor with Dora to the back. What would you guys be doing when she gets there?
Well, we're going to get outside and I'll say over to her, hey, Anna, have you got the paperwork to sign for the delivery for Renato?
It's here somewhere. Just let me look.
So, we got this right here on the cart. I don't want to show you what it is. It's a specimen for dissection, and it's kind of nasty.
Okay. I wasn't aware of a specimen being delivered, but okay, we can speak to. You can see kind of like under her breath, she kind of goes, Dorian's always doing this. Okay, but signed for Renario.
Yeah, that's what I said, Renato.
Okay, get the if you can get the paperwork, we can get this sorted. I know we'll need to get it into the lab as quick as possible. As she carries on, which is fine. So yeah, you break the whole person. So he looks at you and says, "You say you're here from Tycho, and you appear to have some magical capabilities if you are able to withstand the spell. So I'll give you a minute. What's your pitch?" As he again is holding for another spell.
We have discovered a creature that we may well think from another plane of existence. I took it to Tycho and he said it was too dangerous to keep it at the Druid house and sent me to speak to you because you're both working. He said you're both working on something together. He said this is the safest place to bring the specimen.
Yeah. He you see he glances across to the female elf to his left as she comes forward and says, "Tycho is you say from the astral plane. This is," as she looks back at Renato, she's like, "If this is what we think it is, we need to." And he goes, "Where is this specimen?"
It's out the back in the cart at the moment.
He literally goes to the window, looks, and can see fucking this charade of Otter and Zaga dicking around with paperwork on the outside. He's like, "How did you get the cart in?" No mind for that. Go and unload. Bring. I'll meet you downstairs. We'll take it straight into the lab. Is the specimen live or is it dead?
It is dead, but it's been kept on ice.
Okay, this is second best scenario. Go and get the specimen, lock them, make sure that gate gets locked, and we'll take it into the laboratory straight away. He looks back and says, "Maestra, can you assemble some of..." He's like, "Grab the professor. We'll keep this small for now." As he goes, looks back to you, Yvonne. He says, "Get that body."
Okay, I'll head straight downstairs.
Cool.
Now into the yard.
So you head down together, guys, as you are on the part of your tour as you hit the Scholar's Crown, Arta.
Boring area.
I know, Verity is like, well, this is, if you're into, book learning, there are a fair amount of well, they study a lot here. There's some magical shops. There's the quill shops. There's the magical scrolls. He's like, there is word on the street that some of the scrolls are being stolen from the institute and sold on the dark market.
But we only just got here.
You didn't see this from me? What do you mean, we?
Nothing.
Okay.
I didn't say anything. This is a tour. You're supposed to be telling me stuff.
Yeah, I was, and then you started talking over me. So yeah, this is kind of all it is on the crown. As he comes down, he goes, "And this is the place I talk of, the Fortanus Arcane Institute." And as you kind of walk through the back streets, you see in the back garden Otter and Zaga going backwards and forwards with this woman. "This is your opportunity to join up if you wanted to." He's like, your friends are inside the Arcane Institute.
How do you know this?
I saw them at the
Wait,
Narrowway.
you have eyes as well as the ability to speak?
Of course, I am the all-seeing tall master of Allhearth.
All-seeing.
Mm-hmm.
Is that what? Oh, it's called Allheard, not Allhearth. That makes sense.
Allhearth.
Allheard.
Okay. Well, I mean, it's been wonderful.
I give him another 2 silver. And I say, well, thank you very much. That was very interesting. I know there's a sparkly stone place, a
Yes.
sparkly magic place, and a place where you can steal magic scrolls.
No, not a place where you can, where they are being stuff. That was there. I knew I should have told you that information.
What information?
Exactly.
And I wink.
He taps his nose. What information? And he says, "Well, enjoy your time in Allhearth." And then he said, and your friend's suggestion. Well, the outskirts of the city is always a little more lively after dark. Make your way to Clear Rock. That
Okay,
one's
I'll
on the
advise
house.
he doesn't go there.
As he
All heard.
as he disappears off as you see,
Bye,
Zaga
all
and
heard. And I wave.
he waves. He's walking off now, flicking his silver coin. You can jump into Otter and jump in and see Otter and Zaga. Von, you join him, grab the thing, and you guys can take it inside the laboratory, and we can take a pee break, and then come back with the inside of the Votanus Arcane Institute. You'd have come down to because
Alright.
as you've come to like be like, okay, bring it in. As you've given the okay to bring it in. As Renario comes down and says to Dora, like, it's fine. It's for me. Let him bring it in. She's like, I do wish that you would make these things. And he's like, I know. We'll put it in. She walks in.
What is there paperwork? Maybe Faywin's got the paperwork.
There's no need. There's no need for paperwork. It's
If we
fine.
can-
Just bring
Hurry
it.
up, gentlemen. Make sure you lock the gate.
I
How
go
are
and
we
look the
gonna-
gate.
How are we going to get paid? We are getting paid for this, right? Zaga, you did the groundwork?
I keep asking, and nobody's told me yet.
Money is.
Well, I need a couple of thousand gold if I'm going to buy one of those 3-story terraced houses with a small garden.
I think Bonbon's druid friend was going to pay us.
Ooh. But druids don't have any money. I mean, look at... And I gesture towards Vonban.
And Zaga cuts his eyes and says, "That's a good point."
I like to
But he said he
think.
wasn't a real druid.
I like to think as you're having this conversation, as you're carrying what is quite a large box between. Well, I assume Zaga's doing the supervisor role of just not actually holding it, and it's probably more between Arthur and Otter.
I was not helping. I was just watching.
Someone's got to help get this box in.
Chilling pivot.
Either
It's just
way,
me and Otter then.
yeah. As you're carrying it in, having this conversation where Renario was just like, "Okay, come through here," and he's like leading you in. Just listen to you guys bicker about this as you're moving the box in as well.
Zaga's going to turn to Dora and say, "So, Dora, how long have you worked here?"
Well, I've been here since the inception of the institute itself. I worked for Renario for many a year.
Oh, okay. How old is this place?
This place itself, and she kind of looks over to Renario. It's like, well, for us it doesn't seem a long time, but probably coming on 15 years now that we started. We've been building, thanks to the Commonwealth, rather rapidly. But yes, we're nowhere near done yet.
So, you've been here a while, obviously. Where do people like us who are new to the city go for a good time in the evenings?
Oh, I know that. And I put my hand up.
Mhm.
And I started helping the box here, so I'm holding it with one hand. With my hand in
Zaga
the
looks
air.
annoyed because he didn't want an answer from Arthur.
I just went on a
Hey.
tour. Why are you giving me that look?
Please take through
So
to
basically,
the...
the best place to go, there's a sundial. I hear it's really cool at night.
Yes.
Also, the edge of the city's got loads of like dark and dreary places of the night, but yeah, the sundial's the cool bit. They don't even have clock towers here. They've got a massive sundial, and you can lie on it.
That sounds like something.
I mean, I suppose it depends on what your idea of a good time is. Right, gentlemen, bring this in into the laboratory, please. He's like, this is... who have you got in there? So he's like... so we'll say you just bring it in, because I can't be asked to do the shuffle backwards and forwards. They bring you into a large... It doesn't look like... it looks like more, I suppose, like a study hall or like a slight library. There's lots of books and stuff on the walls, and there's a few tables and bits. There is a larger table in the middle, but it's not got like the metallic laboratory type feel. It doesn't feel like the stone based area you went where you actually in Zarkor's lair, what you turned the warehouse into. It's much warmer, but you can see across the floor that there are these like 27-point circle things and glyphs that are knotted around, and you can see lots of arcane influence around this rather large, almost circular room that they've got there. It's like if you could bring it into the middle here and pop that down, and as you guys kind of stood in the middle, he's like, let me introduce you to some of the faculty. I am Renario Vortanus, headmaster here at the Arcane Institute. He's like, this is our chief librarian, the Maester Luminaria. And that's the older elf one that was there. And she kind of gives a little curtsy, and he says, here one of our brightest, youngest professors, Professor Thalindra. And
Chief librarian, is Faywin your daughter?
and she looks back and says, no, the librarian of the Vortanus, the Arcane School. There are many librarians across, so if you know a librarian's daughter, unfortunately, I'm not the mother.
Oh, that's a shame.
I'm not the mother. And she's a much older elf, and you can see Felindra is a female elf in a like tight waistcoat, shirt kind of rolled up, and normal like slack pants. They give off like business / snooty professor vibes as she introduces herself as welcome. I hear you have a specimen for us from Tycho.
Well, yes.
Well, we killed it. It's not from Tycho.
Renario puts up his hand and says, 1 second. And he like moves his hands around, and then you see a few of the different glyphs light up as he's like, just if we can hold on. Just like to protect our speech, as he is kind of cast wards on this area to, I suppose, both protect in from out and out from in for whatever happens within this. So you guys feel a slight shift in the air as like a warding spell has been cast around you all.
Okay, are we good? Yeah, we killed this thing in Redvant.
So yes, if you've been sent here by Tycho, and this thing is off the astral plane, which your friend here has hinted
What's an
at.
astral plane?
Exactly. Let's start from the beginning,
Is that
shall
like
we?
a astral plate, like a plate that's like been
We-
painted like the stars?
We shall do what we can to break this down. But if you could start from the beginning, where did we find the specimen? So you can see that Renariel and Maestra, the librarian, they are both keyed in on what you guys are saying, ready to take account of how you came upon and the story behind it. So if you recount that, however you want to recount that, and you can see that the professor, she is in trying to like speed up the thawing, trying to make sure that like where they can get glimpses of what's going on in the body as soon as possible, using different arcane techniques as well, not just to like burn the body out, but to heat up, to speed up the thawing, and to get the body prepared so they can do
Do
some
we
work
need
with
to
it whilst
run
on the
through the
table.
whole story of how we...
Don't have to if you don't want to.
I mean, Zaga knows a way to heat that up pretty quick.
No.
You know, speed the process up.
No.
You're in a
No.
room that is about 20 foot by
I
10
guess
foot.
we will just recount that we were hired to do a job, and it turned out this thing was the secret boss, and he made my head hurt, and he made Arta's head hurt, and then we killed him.
Okay.
Because he's a vampire with tentacles for a face.
Nice. And he's like, I say, you go through all the stuff, and Renaro's like, this is quite the find, gentlemen, and looks at you, Vol. He's like, and Tycho has sent you here because he doesn't want this at the Druid house.
It's said that it would not be safe to keep it there and study it there. There'd be too many prying eyes.
Yes. So, how? And he looks across all of you like, how aware are we of this creature and where this creature may have come from?
Well, it's a vampire. It sucks out your blood with the face tentacles.
It's like, that's. I mean,
But it also can make your head hurt.
yeah. I mean, you're not too far wrong with the sucking, from what we understand. This is the first specimen we've had, but this is not the first time that a creature as this has been seen.
Saying that sort
on
of
the plane.
semi sort of acknowledgement of it being a vampire, I turned to Anna, so it is a vampire?
As you
He's
tell,
not a vampire.
Renario slips in. He's like, not a natural vampire. It sometimes helps to, when explaining new planes of existence and creatures and things that are just one step beyond one's comprehension, to create mind maps and ways of joining things to things that are more tangible to help you understand. So whilst not directly a vampire, some of the similarities may help you understand a little more of what this creature actually is. And even
that's when Zaga remembers that there were a whole bunch of people that had their brains sucked out that we'd encountered, and he relays that fact.
Yeah. He's like, yes, this is the trademark of this creature, which we have aptly named a mind flayer. A little brutal in the naming, but I think that's what it says on the tin. These creatures seem to feed on the intellectual juices of a creature, the brain, and the. It seems to be they gain their power from exactly what you said, crushing and eating the brain of a creature. They seem to have no interest in any other part, but also are, as we've seen from the stories we had of prior encounters, they are quite intelligent beings and look to build colonies around themselves. So, is this the only creature of its sort that you ran into? There were no others?
It was the only one directly like it we saw. There was a couple of brow elves that were close followers of this creature, and there was also one tiefling that we battled before, injured. She got away, and when we saw her next after meeting back up with this creature, she was, best way to describe it, mutated in some sort of way.
That's right, she came out of the room with that big tank of dirty water.
There was
There was a
Was it a
tank.
bucket of dirty water?
There was a tank, and there was. I kind of slightly grabbed my arm at this point as well. There was a tank of these tadpole-like creatures.
You see he's kind of mouth open slightly as the librarian steps in. She's like, this tiefling, you say she was injured and then showed signs of did she she had tentacles?
It was like
and
she was turning into one,
So
Yes,
these
it
are-
was not,
but not fully.
and these
it's almost
she was turning into, so the transformation, so the reproduction of the beast is not via a mammal or reptilian. It is a transformation of a current host. So they and she's like, this is an amazing discovery. They must feed, but then also choose to build their colony themselves. And then she's like, you said there was a tank of water?
there was a tank. Yes, that there was a few of these tadpole-like creatures swimming around it.
She's like, you can see like the even the professors now has kind of stopped in what she was doing in the Thorned bodies. They're all just staring at you in like this, like, what the frick? Not in less in a way that Viper took it, which was like, what the fuck are you saying? This is a horror. To more like, what? This is a whole lot of information that we've never had before. That blows open like a creature, as you imagine a creature you've never seen before. You go through like the different scenarios in which they might play out and how they might came to be in, and you're just like lore dumping a load of stuff that they hadn't thought about that makes sense, that they now need to process about these creatures.
Zaga will chime in here and say, so how does it work with new discoveries? Because we found it. Do we get to name it? Because that name you gave it, that was crap. I want to call them ass eaters.
That
Oh, I just call them vampires so everyone knows what they are.
They're not
vampires
actually
with a Y.
vampires. No, unfortunately,
And
they
is dead
are
at the end.
already named. Otherwise, yes, you could have
Well,
jumped
in
in. although-
Draconic, it's pronounced vampires.
Do you speak Draconic?
I meant Infernal, but also in Draconic. Isn't that right? Isn't that right, Zaga?
Yes.
The Renario speaks to you in Draconic and says, "I can speak many languages."
God damn it.
Can you speak Minotaur?
Well, a little, yes. Not usually a language that we. But if I have a passion for
There's
knowledge,
somebody who'd be
it's-
interested in meeting you then, if you can
Oh,
speak.
okay. Anyway, back to point. So yes, this is very good information. We will need to. We can hold the body and keep it within the wards of the school.
Hang on, didn't you
to
catch
protect
one of the
it.
tadpoles, Bonbon?
If you have a specimen, but
I remember you did that.
all three of them are looking at you.
I reach into the bag of holding,
Mhm.
bring out the glass container with the tadpole in it.
They're like,
Out of character, I can't remember if we do know that.
I think I was the only one in the room and no one saw me catch
Oh.
it.
We can retcon that
Yeah, we can
if it
retcon it.
was, but I thought we were in the room because we were all
I
in the
can't
room at
remember.
some point.
So I know I went in there on my own, but I don't know if anyone else came in there when I was in.
I
I feel
think
like even if we were there, we would have failed the perception check.
I did, but I might have left before you discovered the tadpoles.
I remember I pointed out the tank of dirty water
yeah, I remember you'd seen
because
the
I'd been the
tank.
first in there, but I don't think I ever saw a tadpole in there unless I was still in there when you caught one.
I think you'd spoken about them, but I don't think you ever told anyone that you caught one.
Except for
Faywin.
Faywin.
Yeah.
Oh, in that case, we can
Yeah,
retcon
yeah,
that whole
yeah,
bit of
yeah.
conversation. Then.
Yeah. But yeah, you can say that you'd seen the tank, and you can explain that there were tadpoles.
Yeah.
And then they can do their own assumptions with that. Okay. They're there, like taking all this knowledge in. Essentially, just sat listening to everything that you've got, the different things you've seen, asking questions about the transformation and what you've seen from that, so they can start to piece together bits of what was going on. As the professor kind of like finishes getting the body out of like the cramped state it was in ice into more of a prone position. I'm trying to think of what a mortuary like slab position, set out, and then goes to start again around the bottom of the table, just casting the same sort of thing, a frozen spell to keep the body on ice. As Renario says, this is amazing. We can hold this here. I will need to speak to Tycho about what he would like to do with this. This is a great discovery for us, but if he is wanting to keep this away from the druids, that is something we must discuss, because we cannot be seen to be driving a wedge in our partnership. But I do understand his caution with such a discovery. As he turns back to you guys and says, so what do you know of this creature yourself, other than your first-hand experience? Are you aware of where these creatures come from?
No.
They come from Redvant, clearly.
I had an inkling, like harshly remembering some stories from, almost like fairy tales of such creatures, but no real concrete knowledge of it.
Yes, and these fairy tales are the things that we look to delve into a little more, and your Professor Tycho is a genius in the subject of study. He's dedicated a lot of time to discovering the overlaps of the planes of existence. These creatures are notorious for traveling between realms via the astral sea, as Tycho has coined the term, which is a plane of existence that sits within time and allows via portals to travel between the different planes. We are aware of some of different planes of existence. We have been trying to study and have been building our knowledge on the Feywild, which, as a druid, I'm sure you have more information on that than we do, as well as links to elemental planes. But it seems these creatures are that are either running from or use the astral sea to find new homes, to spread their colonies. But we've only heard, as you said, these stories secondhand, fairy tales, one-off creatures. Whether these are indeed scouts that have come ahead of something larger, we don't know. But yes, these are definitely, at least this one may have been indeed from Redvant, but they are definitely embedding themselves in many different planes of existence. We assume to find a new home, but their motives are unknown to us. The reproduction was, until potentially now, unknown to us, and their numbers are definitely unknown to us. So we will do what we can with this specimen to understand.
Their plan in Redvant was to take over. I know that may well have just been for that location, but it's probably good to assume that if they're planning to take over there, they're probably planning takeovers in other cities and towns as well.
Mm.
Wait, does that mean there'll be more vampires? And I say the last bit in in an infernal accent.
And potentially there could be more mind flayers. If there is one, there is a chance there are more. But we have no. This is the most concrete evidence we've had in many a year. So thank you for bringing it to us, and we will entrust Tycho and the druids find and do what we can. But yes, we would like to get clear. I just tell Tycho we need to speak, because if he wants to keep this from the druids, we will need to work on something to we can keep certain stuff out of the noses of the Commonwealth and the druids for so long, but I'm not sure how long.
I'll inform him.
Cool. So yeah, they go through and take all the bits from you. Yep.
And who do we speak to about a reward for slaying and delivering this specimen?
Slaying, well, unfortunately, the art of science rewards aren't necessarily put out like bounties, and you have...
Well, you don't do your job for free, do you?
Well, we are funded by the Commonwealth to advance the
So we see the Commonwealth?
When we... I mean, you've just told us to not bring this up with anybody else.
Zaga, we've... Don't worry.
We've done this for fun. We've not done this for anything else.
We have. The professor kind of pipes up a little bit from the table. It's like, we do have some stuff we could offer them if they're willing. And the Renario kind of looks back at the professor with almost like slightly shut up thing.
Zaga looks at the professor and says, "Professor, I liked you."
I'm just saying, Renario, we should be looking into getting back the things that we've lost. As he kind of looks back at you guys, it's a ragtime bunch. She's like, we have, yes, if money is what you're after, we can potentially offer you some work. We have an ex-student that has, he was a good student for a while, but his thirst for knowledge kind of outgrew where we were at the time at the Arcane Institute, and we believe he's been stealing scrolls and magical scrolls with different magic types of different power levels. Most of them were low level, and we're not so worried about them entering a marketplace. The sale of scrolls we like to keep under as much control as possible because of understanding, as you will understand, magic in the wrong hands can be incredibly dangerous, and as the really the first wizarding school, we don't want to have our work shut down before it's really got off the ground. But
is he bald with a big nose?
no, he's a young bald with a big nose. He's a young student named Horatio Alterim. He has taken 2 scrolls of some power, which we are desperate to get back. We understand that he has probably a wealth of lower level scrolls in his guard, but these 2 are of some power, and we would pay quite well if you could find and return the scrolls to us.
How will we know which scrolls are the ones you want?
Are you? And he kind of looks around. Which of you are of more of an arcane? Oh, none of you really are like proper arcane casters.
Hey, I do magics.
I can do a fireball.
There are. Fireball maybe won't help. We can identify if you are to bring them back to us, we can identify those that are more powerful. But I will think with those of you that are magical users will get a sense of which of these scrolls have more power than others.
And where would one go to look for the sale of illegal scrolls in this city?
Well, this is the difficult part. We're not sure
And
Cough.
where.
what about the sale of illegal scrolls? You know, investigation. Cough, cough.
What we are you ill? Is this creature made you ill? All we know is Horatio was living somewhere within the scholars. We do not have. Turns out the addresses we have for him were not correct. If you are going to look for where he may be selling them, then it's going to be up to your investigation. I don't think it's going to be in the central marketplaces for sure, but if we were going to check some of the outskirts of the cities, that may be a good place.
Have you got a good description of Horatio?
Yeah, you see the professor steps forward and casts minor illusion, and you can see it's like a brown-haired emo Von version, essentially. Slightly scruffier, longer hair, swifter aside. Probably looks to be human. Looks to be probably early 20s, so not just about showing signs of turning into a man. But yeah, you get the minor image of his exact like kind of bust that she spins around for you.
Nice.
We will.
How much of that we'll remember later? You know.
Yeah.
Well, we haven't got
It looks
someone
like
here
fun.
who writes a diary, so we're kind of screwed.
So if you can find Horatio, then please, recover any scrolls you can. Obviously, the scrolls that we are after, we are willing to pay 1,500 gold per scroll for the recovery of them.
Zaga's eyes light up.
Of course, any other scrolls you can bring back will also reward for, but at Allhearth Valley, these are very important to us.
Okay, it's not a
what's the
reward, but
amount?
it does pay well.
What's to become of Horatio?
You see Renari goes to talk, and then the librarian steps in. She says, "He's a young wizard and has much to learn. A lesson could be taught, but we are not sure as to the state of Horatio. He was showing signs. His thirst for power was quite large by the time he left our care. If he can be saved, then we would like to see him saved. But like I say, if he has these scrolls under his power, our worry is more for keeping the power locked up
Okay, I think that means kill him if we have to.
Yeah.
We
No,
Any
that's-
means
would
necessary.
never. We would never do that though. And I wink at Saga.
But I whispered to Saga, maybe the reward is for capturing him too.
Maybe. Okay, thank you.
But yes, that's. I mean, it's always good to have help for a school as ours. We are still working out the kinks of how you increase knowledge and power without losing it. So yes, anything you can do to help us will enable us to keep the lights on and keep the good reputation of the Vortanas Arcane Institute going.
We'll sort out your kinks.
Glad to hear it. If you could let Tycho know that we will ward and keep the body under a magical protection, which should enable us to hopefully keep it hidden, we will do so. But we will need to discuss with him timeline because there's only so long we can keep the Commonwealth out of the business whilst they hold the purse strings.
Okay, yes, I'll inform him as soon as possible.
Nice. Cool. So yeah, you can leave. What do you want to do with the horse and cart?
Leave it where it is.
Yeah.
Unless we can sell it somewhere.
You could
yeah.
probably, you probably have to take it to one of the inns if you wanted to. So but with the walking around the town and the backwards and forwards, you're getting into like the evening time now, like later evening. So it's up to you whether you want to take it to an inn and try and get rid of it. The best place to try and sell it and get bored would be back out the narrow way where you came in, like the outskirts parts, because that's where they're more set up for travellers. But you could easily take, or you could take it to Druids and just give it to them. They'll probably give you a little bit of gold for a horse and cart, but not as much as a stable would.
What about a butcher?
Is there a glue
Horse meat
factory?
Horse meat makes great lasagna, I've heard.
Yeah, we'll take the cart with us then and try and sell it somewhere.
Cool.
Who paid for it? Oh, Andrew paid for it. Okay,
Yeah.
cool. It's all profit, baby.
Yeah, we won't tell Andrew about it. She was unconscious. She just forgot that we lost it in the fight with the thing. The fact she may have seen it when you guys went to the Druids is completely irrelevant to that. It was a new horse and carriage.
Andrew's went south.
Oh,
I'll never see her again.
I don't
Yeah,
think
so you
Andrew
have-
was there. I
so
didn't
you-
hear a French accent either. I don't understand why I said that.
Exactly, I actually did the accents for once. So you can leave the Vortanas Institute. So they are holding on to the body for Von and for Tycho to keep it away from the Druids. You give them all the information on what you know about vampires / mind flayers. And they give you a bit of information on the astral plane and how they're starting to learn. The Vortanas Institute is the first wizarding school of its name. So the whole idea is the Commonwealth are paying to make sure that magic is being explored in all its manners and not just being kind of gate kept by the Druids. So it's a way of just making sure that magic could be wider taught. So they are like one of the first wizard schools. So it's great that no one picked a wizard because you'd have had to come from this school. So they're keen that whilst they expand and look into how you create magic scrolls and make magic more available for people and it starts to get out there, that they obviously haven't got great controls around keeping it locked up. Hence, some of the scrolls getting out. Even like people like Gallon that had scrolls would have got them probably via someone stealing from Vortanas and selling them on and moving them around. Perfectamundo. So you have that. So you can go and find somewhere to stay, get rid of the horse. You're getting into the evening. You can go and try and find out what's going on with Horatio, or you can go back to Druids because you haven't spoke to the Earthen sect yet, which is where Andriel and Bo are from.
Hey, Bomb, would the Druids put us up for the night?
They may do.
Might be cheaper than finding an inn.
I mean, yeah, we can
I
go
know
check.
loads of inns. They're really pricey though. I was shown it on my tour. You guys should have come because you would have remembered more things than I did.
Hey, on your tour, did you happen to see a jeweler's anywhere?
Oh yeah, there's a shiny rock place. It's near the sundial.
Nice. And did you happen to see anywhere where they sell magic stuff?
Yeah, it's near the sundial. Oh no, wait, no, it's not. It's near the port.
There's
And
a port?
also,
You
that
see
Exactly
guy-
any-
right. I can take you to these places. Don't worry.
it's just
I do.
occurred to me. You know, they were talking about have we left by now? Yeah, we have.
Yeah. You guys out.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
You're
We had.
walking the horse and cart to wherever you want to take it.
You know, they were talking about the scrolls.
Here we go, finally. Out of character.
Yeah.
Well, I wasn't going to say it when they were talking about it. I was saving it. If we can find Valerie again, you seem to know something.
Valerie.
Is that a song of your people?
Da,
You
da,
said it
da,
in-
Sometimes. Yeah. It's a great song.
Okay. Yeah, no, he seems to know something. And also, I mean, maybe we could get our hands on some. No. This is a Zaga idea. Stop my noise.
What do you think? Do you think we just go straight in and try and find him, or do you think we pose as buyers of scrolls?
Why don't we see where he takes the scrolls from?
We took them from that building we just left.
Yeah. But if we learn how he does it,
Well, I assume they're not locked up very tightly, and he walked in and took them,
maybe he was invisible.
and he hasn't been back since.
Maybe it was Valerie.
I give
that's
Zagra a nudge and show him that I didn't return the key.
Nice.
Maybe that's why Valerie uses a fake name.
Dora's just been fired for losing the backyard.
Okay.
I mean, she can go on exploring now.
How dare you?
Yeah.
No jokes about having a key to Dora's back door.
Oh, God.
Oh, dear.
Roll a wisdom save.
Valerie
You fail.
definitely
You had
knows
experience.
stuff. But before doing the exploration and finding this guy, we could go undercover though. That would be cool. We're going undercover. We're planning. We're
We're
planning to go
going
undercover.
undercover as scroll buyers.
I'll go with a mustache. I know where we can get.
You've got a
clothes
mustache
for
already.
it. I bet it's a high class establishment, black market or something. We could turn up dressed to the nines. I know exactly the place we can go.
Let me guess, it's near the sundial.
How did you know? Everything's in the sundial. The sundial's the best part of the city. I told you.
Let's just get back to these druids.
It makes a mental note that he's going to dress to the nines before heading to the thing.
Nice.
Zaga makes a mental note that he's not paying for fancy clothes because he owns a hat of disguise.
Yeah. You're actually picking the notes, so you remember. Nice. So you head back towards the druids. So yeah, you get back. They still got the whatever they were set up. You can see is kind of being left outside, and it looks like that big front area around the sundial was being prepared for the month-long celebrations of Candlemas and bringing in the spring and little things that might happen there. So they brought out lots of, like I say, the vines and the buntings, and you can see some of them are some.
It's going to be a parade.
Not for Candlemas, there won't be a parade, but they're in this area. There'll be lots of stuff going on, lots of druid craft that's happened. So from where you left to coming back, like a few hours later, you can see that they've been using druid craft, and the area that was just like cobblestoned out is now so much of it is full of like lush plants, and a lot of them being like new blooms and summer flowers and daffodils and stuff as they kind of get set. The druids / clerics, depending on which god you follow, but all look after the rituals and bits. So the druids are really in charge of any of the rituals and festivals and stuff that happen. So yeah, but it is the start of spring Candlemas. Nice. So you get back, you come in, the guards there let you in, recognize you from before in some way, shape, or form anyway. And Von obviously is allowed passage as a druid anyway, so you can bring the cart in. Do you want them to take the cart and them just give you some gold for it, or you want to go and take it to a stable after? They can stable it for the night for you if you want. Like you can put it in the stables and have it as board here whilst you're staying with them, or you can sell it.
I'm not fast. To be honest, should we sell it for these?
That's the businessman.
Money man over there.
Wakey, wakey. Eggs and bakey.
What's the question? I'm assuming you're talking to Von Van, but why are you?
No, talk to Zaga.
Zaga. That's
Are you looking at
horses.
Zaga? I heard Money Man and assumed you were talking to me.
Oh, yeah, we'll sell it. We'll sell it
Yeah.
here.
Cool. So yeah, you bring it back in and let the
It's a
druids
shame
know.
we can't get Owen here to do the negotiations.
Cool. I'll go back. I can't remember what we did for horses before, but yeah, they'll essentially they'll take the horse and the cart, give you a good price, and then sort out how much board you need for staying with them, and knock that off the price. Cool. So you go back to, I suppose, sort that out. So you can book people in. They have the druids have these larger mess halls, not on site in the druid house, but on the streets, like the one block just south of where the actual house is itself. There are these larger like mess houses, so multi-room buildings with larger kitchens that are kind of run as like communes. So there's one big kitchen, one big mess hall where you can get like there's places to get your like your provisions for the day, so you can get like lunches and stuff booked out to take out with you, and then they just have lots of single rooms or double rooms or like slightly larger things where the druids stay, and they kind of live in all where the druid house itself is split into those 4 different elemental sects. Here everyone mingles together. Part of their commune living is that you all live together. So yeah, you can go in, Von, and kind of sign these guys up, handing the horse in as kind of collateral for payment and stuff aboard. But yeah, equivalent to like an army board. It's much cheaper than staying in an inn, and you get food and your meals, and you just get assigned a room. But while you're there, sorry, I realised what I was going. I went on a tangent then. While you're there, you can just get that sorted and go in and have that sorted, so you got it for the evening, or you can go and see if anyone's around from the other sects if you would like.
I do want to go back up to find Tycho to relay the other information.
Yep. Take everyone coming up.
You said one of the sects is into like air elemental magic stuff.
Yeah, that's the same one. That's Von's one.
Oh, Von's one. Zaga remembers that he's carrying some air elemental wisps, and he wonders if any of these druids would buy them off him.
Funny thing is, there's probably some air elementals in. Potentially.
I don't remember how many I have. I just have in
Fine.
my inventory air elemental wisps.
Yeah, you probably
I think
wouldn't get
me
as
and
much.
You both picked up. I picked up one of them.
I think I've got one.
I think there's 3 air elementals before goes, wasn't it? So there must be one each. Then.
Yep. Yeah, potentially they would use them for some things and some of the alchemy that they do, but they study it more. So you would be better selling it to an alchemist than you would sell it to the druids. Essentially, the druids kind of like worship and use the air, and what you're bringing them is the remains of a dead air elemental. It's a bit like saying, it's like, oh, you worship cows? Here's a beef burger. It's like, no, I worship cows. I don't eat them. It's like, oh, shit. So it's a bit, they might use it in some practices, but you're more likely to get a better like a trading price / be able to negotiate if you went to an alchemist and were trying to buy like healing potions and stuff.
Head to the anti-wind sect.
The anti-wind sector, the Rennie section.
In that case, Zaga will not try and sell this here.
Yeah. I think, yeah, whilst it might, I think it would more likely be, you'd be better saving it for a herbalist or an alchemist who would have an actual use for it and trading it as part of a deal for stuff. Yeah, rather than the druids. But yeah, you can all go up to see the telescope and see Tycho if you'd like, or you can wait for Von.
Oh yeah, Zaga wants to play with the telescope. Or he will do when he sees it.
Yeah. Nice. All heading up?
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. So yeah, you get all the stuff booked in, so you know you've got board and somewhere to stay within the care of the druids, and yeah, you head up the stairs and up the steel staircase, and you can see up again as it's getting late now. Not a lot of people knocking around the druid mansion. There's people here night and day, but there's not a huge amount of people. Like glass is gone for the day when you pass through, so you're pretty much walking through empty halls as you go up to find Tycho, who is as the sun is now gone down, is at the seat of his telescope as he hears you come upstairs. more aware now that there is someone that might be coming to see him. As you come up the stairs, he pulls back from the eyepiece and looks across and sees you, and scuttles over. He's like, how did it go?
The body is
Just
in their lab safely.
I mean, we could use different words, couldn't we? I mean, code. Maybe use code.
Well, I mean, is anyone else up here?
Oh no, but you never know.
The hen is in the chicken coop.
The hen is in the chicken coop. I like this one.
Zaga's now staring at the giant telescope.
That's good. That's good. I will. I will go and see.
I didn't go with him. So.
I will go and see. We have regular catch-ups anyway, so I can go and see Headmaster Fortanus whenever on our next scheduled visit, and that should be normal and no one will worry, which is good. Did he say anything else?
He said that the druids would reward us for slaying and delivering the hen.
Just stops and looks at you like.
He it said that they can't store it there for a long period of time, being under the Commonwealth's watch. So
Yes.
we need to do
yes.
what needs to be done as soon as possible.
Okay. We will. I will go and see him tomorrow, and we will conduct what we need to conduct. Mainly, it's just going to be a scientific dissection, most likely, to find out what's going on. I will work out with him, and we will discuss more.
The other guys would like to have a little look through the telescope.
Do we have more stargazers here? You would like to witness it's become quite topical. Would you like to witness the astral sea? He looks at you with quite excitement. You can come up one at a time. So you can go in and sit. He gets and you see it's one of those proper almost looks like a gun. It's sitting telescope, which has the bifocals that go into the one large scope. It's set up as it is. So he sorts the chair out, moves it back for larger individuals than his gnomish self. If you want to go up first, you can go up first, Arta, as you get set in the thing. Roll a d20 for me.
Yeah. 4.
4. So you get set in, and he's little too close to your ear, creepily when you got your eyes in, and someone's just like, I'm right up in your ear hole. So he's like, okay, now if you just focus your eyes, give it a second, you should be able to see it. And he's like, you're looking out for a silvery void. The edges you will see, and then as he starts to walk you through, as your eyes kind of adjust, you see, this the brighten. You see the edges, almost like a river in space. You're looking at the deep dark of space and some stars. Then you kind of catch the silvery lining he's talking about, and then you can see that it almost looks like a silvery void river that is running through. And the more you stare, as you kind of say you've got it, he kind of cranks in and you zoom in a little further. With a 4, you catch sight of a light shining. I've got the colour here, and I don't know what colour it is, so I'm going to.
I'm just imagining seeing loads of clouds.
Yeah, no, you can see it's clear. As you're looking through with a 4, as you're picking out stuff, you pick out like an amethyst colour, like a purple, like a claret, not claret purple, yeah, kind of like a claret purple, shining on the site there. And he's like, "What do you see?"
There's a light.
What colour is the light?
I can't remember what you just said.
Purple. Amethyst.
Purple. There's a purple light.
He's like,
It looks like Otter's beard,
Yes. We believe.
but cleaner and less filled with mud, and less disgusting to look at.
Yes. As he's realizing the color is correct, he's like, yes, we've seen this. We believe this to be the portal to the abyss.
Oh, that sounds scary.
Yes, it's because we don't know what's there. I've not seen anything come in or go out of this portal in my time studying. But yes, it is the abyss. How exciting, as he almost like hard like yanks the handbrake thing on the chair as you slide back away. He's like, okay, who's up next? Anyone else want to have a look?
Yeah, I want to have a look.
He jumps in. He's like, okay, sets it all up for you again. You get settled in. Again, he walks you through trying to find a silver lining. Roll a d20 for me.
That will be a 9.
9. You pick up, and your eye is drawn to it. As you get the silver, like void river, there, you see this flame red. He's like, have you seen anything?
The sort of flame red thing.
Flame red. He's like, yes. I've got to find my piece of paper with it on. Give me a second. I'm a crazy old man. Oh, so the flame red is, we believe, an in-between world. Potentially, we've seen some things that I've not been able to identify come in and come out. An area of maybe balance, or an area of previous worlds, maybe a different time. It's a wonder. It's one of the places I would love to understand more about.
How does one access it?
Well, that, my friend, is a very good question. I mean, more study in the magical arts and my partnership with the Vortanus Arcanum. And then as he goes through this, he again yanks the thing, so you slide out the thing. He's like, and at this point, he's very close to your face. He's like, yes, this is why we're working with the Vortanus Arcane Institute, because they are delving in and understanding magic to a level that we as the Druids have never seemed to push to before. So I'm hoping with the work with them, we can look to find ways of traversing maybe these planes to travel to these portals. And the hen in the coop may also be a key to understanding how best to be able to travel to these areas. Anybody else?
Oh, why not?
Yes, you do. What have a go once we're in? As he locks you in again, does the same thing. Roll a d20 for me.
16.
16. Oh, you pick up a blue. How funny! A sapphire blue color. Something that again is twinkles to your eye specifically for your love of.
I do love a sapphire.
Of the sapphires. As he walks, as you explained, you've seen the blue, that he believes it to be a land not too dissimilar from the Feywild, but more on the chaotic side. We believe it to be a land of great beasts and my work actually with this realm came from the circle of dreamers, where they were accessing planes, different planes of existence, and getting in touch with beasts that we've never seen before. It seems to be a chaotic wildlands. I can only imagine the beasts that you'll be able to see were you to ever be able to travel there. I worry that I'll never get to go or travel there in my time, but one day we can hope that we can travel these planes and find out exactly what is there.
Any sea-like beasts?
But potentially there are beasts of all sorts there. I imagine that they are not be limited to just land. Oh no, my laptop is frozen and it's got all my season. Is that everyone? Vaughn, do you want to go?
Go on, Von Van. And I like nudge him with my shoulder.
Oh, why not? Since you've got a few upgrades since
I
last time.
mean, they are much clearer than just the specs we've seen before. But my laptop has actually died.
I see nothing.
Oh, I've got it. Luckily, I run the 2 PC system to pick up. Roll a d20.
That's 15.
15 view. Okay, you pick up agree, and your eyes are more kind of attuned to this as well, so you know what you're looking for before you get there. So I'll say you pick up the emerald green. It's like deep green, which very similar to the Abora Sapphire, the blue that was picked up before. It is known to be the land of the Beastlands. Like the glimpses that they've had inside are again of these large like giant creatures. Almost like Tycho's theories. It's like an Earth, like a Terra without certain species allowed these mega fauna to just spread these giant beasts of nature. I would say as well, with your trained eye on bits, you pick up the silver portal, and you can like see the outside of that silvery void. You can see quite clearly to be that portal. This being the silver being the material plane portal, the portal to the world you're in, and what you can kind of see as he's to a more trained eye, kind of helping you in guiding the telescope lens. You can see how you can only visibly see this void. Now you can see the clear silver circle, which is the portal that leads into the astral sea, from which inside you can see these other portals. To a level that he's not seen before. But he's like, yes, you can see the wizards have helped with our lenses here, and we are getting some clarity and detail into these portals that we've never had before.
It's phenomenal.
It's scary. There's a lot out there that is not us, Von, and we have much to discover.
Let's hope that we can discover more of this while we're both still alive.
Indeed. And maybe more potently, before it discovers us. So kind of little wave of fear goes over his face. Oh, well, I have a busy night of study ahead of me, gentlemen. Glad to see that that Von is well and he is learning well. If there are any further questions you have on the astral plane or the stars, then please do come and find me. Let me know. We can have a little study session. There is always more to learn. You know I am a big fan of you exploring the world and finding these things for yourself, and clearly that works, as we have found out. And I will be in touch with the Vortanis Institute tomorrow to make sure that that we are on plan, and if we can get you involved in any projects, Von, then we will let you know about that. You can hear his voice again. It's like gone up an octave as he's trying to, in case, again, he's just super paranoid.
Thank you, Professor.
No, thank you. And yes, keep on discovering, exploring what is out there. It's a wild, wild world.
Indeed.
Nice.
I usher Zagra and Arta kind of out the room and let's go find a drink or something. When I was up before bed.
I will catch up with you guys in a sec. Just one more moment.
So yeah, you guys, I'm good. My PC's back. You guys all head down the stairways, head out to the front of the Druid house to try and work out where you'll be going. Leaving Von and Tycho as he kind of gets himself back and sorts his seat out in the thing, and you can see he gets his like big notepad out. He just sits here like all evening pretty much staring into these portals and just trying to watch for anything that might come out.
Tycho, while we did take the hen to the coop, there was one thing that I did not say to the others. In fact, none of my party know of this either, except for one. That's not necessarily the only specimen that I have.
He's like, Vaughn, if there is another creature, we need to make sure that we are being careful. This is a dangerous game you play.
I reach into the bag of holding and bring out the glass container with the tadpole.
Here you go. You just hear him go. He leans back and it's like hits a button on like a coffee bean grinder machine. Just starts going making a lot of noise. He's like, "Where did you get this?" So like the surrounding noise now is just like this freaking coffee bean grinder whizzing away. What is this?
This was in a tank. There was a few of these in the tank where we got the other specimen from. We believe that it's something to do with. Well, I mean, we explained this creature to them over in Voltanis, and kind of come to the conclusion that it may well be involved with creating these creatures.
Oh my! There is another creature from. This is too small though to be a. There is a creature that we believe that may also originate from traveling the astral sea. Something more akin to a frog, like an amphibious creature called a salad. They also use a tadpole. The stories we've heard of these are that they burrow inside and have a host. Is this, you believe this to be the same sort of thing?
I believe so.
So they reproduce via taking their host. This is, at least there are similarities in some of these things that we've seen. But why are you holding on to it?
I put out my arm and pull up my sleeve to reveal the veins.
Cool. Roll an insight check.
Oh, that's terrible. That's an 8.
Okay. You see as you look at that, he is an intelligent enough man to realise why you're showing that. As he joins the dots, he's like, This is not good. Von Van, this is incredibly, incredibly dangerous. And you can see he's like cycling through things. He's like, we must understand what is going on with this, but if there is, you have just told me that if these things are used to reproduce, what if you are the next one of its kin?
That's what I'm worried about.
He like sits down like, yes, worried. I mean, worried is definitely a word.
In the main part, I'm still myself, but
I mean, bar the markings on the arm, have you experienced any other side effects?
I picked up some psionic power abilities, and I tried to communicate with the tadpole because I felt like every time I used some form of these abilities that it was progressing up my arm. And I felt some sort of connection with it when I tried to communicate with it. I managed to shut it out at that point, but I don't know what it's capable of.
Oh, Von Van, this is not good. This is not good. I will. You see, he like closes his notepad. He's like, I will go to Headmaster Fortanus now and see if we can speed up. You mustn't tell anybody of this because you may be a danger to us all.
I have not told anyone. There's only one person that found out from my group. She noticed the arm, but she's not told anyone, and I'll make sure she doesn't tell anyone else.
I must make sure of this because I fear that you may well become the next specimen on the slab if we cannot get to the bottom of this quickly. We meet, and I mean, I would not even trust the Fortanus Academy with this information right now.
This is exactly why I came to you with it and did not show them. I know I can trust you. I didn't feel comfortable revealing this to them.
You can kind of see he's just like sat back, just like pretty much having the conversation with you, Bob, just staring at your the darkening of the veins in your hands. If it is something you can have control of and are able to harness without, this is quite a discovery, but there is so much risk. Okay. Well, I will have my... He, turns the coffee grinder off that's been going on for, a minute and a half now. I will have my coffee. I will go and speak to the headmaster, Fortanus, now, and we shall have to up our project timeline, Von Van. Do not let anybody know about this, even within the Druid sect. I fear that... their thirst for understanding and their fear for the unknown will not lead well for you.
I am fully aware of this.
Okay. Well, as long as you trust those that are aware now, I will keep this between us.
Okay.
He grabs his... But he's starts packing up his notepad and stuff, throws it in a little satchel, throws it over his back. He's like, let's go.
Let's go.
As he trots downstairs, and then, as you guys are waiting outstairs, Von appears, and, the gnome passes you by. He's like, good evening, gentlemen. Enjoy the beverages. I shall see you soon, I'm sure. And just, power walks off away towards the scholars' ground, towards the institute. Nice. So you guys, you have board arranged. The druids can tell you where and where to go, and you can arrive at this commune-esque place to get an individual room key to give yourself, and it's a pretty scarce set room, just a empty bunk, clean bed, communal bathrooms are there, and then one big mess hall, which they will have some drinks and stuff in there, but not the same as going to an actual pub. So what did you want to do?
So guys, onto the pub. I feel like I need a drink.
Pub. You're round.
I'm always up for a pub.
Did we get paid?
Not yet, Zaga. We're all in good time. I mean, you do realise we got paid for that body back in Redvant anyway, right?
What's your voice changed since you've come here?
What's that?
You're speaking more proper since we got here.
It's just something about this.
Are you one of those people that picks up the accents when you go somewhere?
I mean, I did live here for 5 years. It's
all coming back to you like a nasty dream, nightmare, some would call it. Or a
yeah, we've
good
all
dream?
had our fair share of them recently.
Nah, not me. It's been pretty clean sailing.
Mm-hmm.
See, Otto knows the thing about sailing.
Yeah.
Anyway, pub.
Nice.
Are we going to one of the dark, dreary pubs on the edge of the city, or are we going to go more local?
Yes, you can walk out. So through Morgana's Throne, you have the Ivy, which is the expensive place. You can go further out, mix a bit more if you want to go back out towards where some of the Glimmering Hollow folks will be, and the more travellers would be. It will be on the narrow way. There's an inn there called the Weary Traveller, which will sell drinks and bits in there.
Let's go somewhere seedy. They're always better.
CD.
Yeah, I think
CD.
CD.
Oh,
CD's
talking about
interesting.
CD, there's a flower shop. Apparently, I don't know why that was a big thing on the tour. I think Valerie fancies the person who runs it.
Just give you all the information.
Zaga, I just remembered. Oh, it's all coming back to me. There's flying ducks.
Wait, what?
Yeah, I thought
Ducks
ducks
do
flew
fly.
anyway, but they didn't look like ducks to me, but they were flying near. I called them seagulls. I don't know why they were described as flying ducks to me.
What are you talking about?
You wanted ducks. I asked if there was ducks. I looked if there was ducks. Because I'm a good friend.
Where are the ducks?
Near the water. But they're not ducks. They're
Near the
flying
sundial.
ducks. No,
The
past
sundial.
the sundial. God.
Should we just
So-
get to the pub?
Yeah.
Why have you guys stopped? I'm still walking.
Where would you like to go? We can literally travel any direction.
CD pub. edge of
Seedy
town.
pub.
CD pub.
CD
It's a
pub.
CD establishment.
Yeah, it depends what you want to describe as seedy. So the Weary Traveller has probably got the weirdest mix because it's right in a narrow way on the entrance to the city. So those that don't even really want to go into the city, the travellers that just turn up and turn out. So it gets a big passing crowd. It's very like hostel style. Budget travellers, people that aren't going to go and spend too much. Ivy's real expensive. If you go into the other than that, you'd be going like all the way up to Clear Rock, which is less seedy. It's more like hippie vibes rather than necessarily seedy vibes. So yeah, you're probably best going out to the narrow way where you've got a mix of.
Don't want hippies.
If you were a group of kobolds who had travelled from Redvant, which pub would you go to?
They'd
One on
probably
Draka.
probably be staying in the Ivy or somewhere.
Yeah, they're probably
They would
probably
not be in the
performing.
Ivy.
They're performing
They
in the
made-
Ivy,
they
getting
made-
all the money of the rich
Yeah.
folk.
You roll a perception check. You hear a rumor. People are like, "Have you heard of the Scout Symphony? They're amazing." Yeah, the narrow way is where a lot of the inflow of travellers and traders and stuff come in. So it's a bit more of a fight. And as you walked through and saw, there's a lot of businesses that are kind of lining outside, like trinket shops and treasure shops, and like sell your essentially like, are you coming in and going out? Get rid of stuff you don't want. Get rid of get some new stuff in. Not high quality magic and bits, but there's a lot more. There's a lot more like it's more up and coming.
I'll leave the shopping for tomorrow.
Yeah, you can go to Weary Traveller. Cool. So you head towards Weary Traveller as you. It's quite a small little. It looks like a small quaint inn, but actual size of it, it looks like it's been built to look quaint, but it's actually quite big when you get in there. And as you get close, you can see there's loads of people around the outside. Very busy as well because this would be right in the narrow way where all the Glimmering Hollow folk are there. So as you get out towards that area, back out of the city gates, you can see out. So to one side is where all the farms and stuff, where the opposite side is where they have all gone. You can see this like camp along the wall, running around the outside. All of the tents and stuff of the Glimmering Hollow refugees are all starting to pull up, and they're turning it into like a makeshift area. You can see tents going up, you see fires all along that wall, which was an area that was complete just barren grassland, like shrubland, when you arrived earlier in the day. So they have settled in at least here on the outskirts of the city. So when you work your way into the Weary Traveller, it's rammed, fully rammed. Loads of people there, loads of people in there drinking outside. As you can get yourself some beers.
First round's on me.
Nice.
Is anyone performing in this establishment?
Not yet.
No one's performing in this establishment. Very, very busy though, so that you can't see like a clear place. But yeah, it's at the moment. It's just it's like a London pub at 5 o'clock when it's sunny. So there's people spilling out on the streets. There's people all in the bar. The bar like queue is. You don't know where the bar queue
Friday?
is on a Friday. Wow, on an old school Friday, a pre-COVID Friday.
Sounds like
I'll push through and ask if you'd like.
trying to decide if my throat can take it.
So yeah, you guys can find a place to stand inside. You can stand outside. There's enough of a crowd outside. It's spring evening, so it's not like you're freezing your cackles if you're stood outside and there's enough people.
You said it was February.
Yeah, February. It's not freezing. February you can drink outside.
February's like the snowiest time of the year.
Not here. It's not. Proper.
Well, I suppose
winters.
we're not in.
If you
we're
said
not
it was
in.
the start of spring, so
Yeah,
He
start
did say
spring.
the start of spring. I'm just being.
It's fantasy. Anything can be real. There's no space in the inn. So yeah, you can grab some beers. So you have to queue up for a while to get some drinks in there. If you just want standard beers, then it'll be a couple of I think it is, just for some beers. Unless you want something fancy.
Yeah, it's a good old grog.
Yeah. Pint. Yeah, so it's like a silver piece per pint.
Okay, I'm gonna double park everyone because it's
Yeah.
taking so long to get.
It takes so long to get there. Yeah, you're like, fuck it, just get like a pitcher. Let's just get like a big old drink. And you can see the staff there are just like run off their feet throwing stuff through. You can see a lot of these, not that you'd necessarily recognise folk from the Glimmering Hollow, but you definitely get the feel that the people that are here that are moving in, the reason this is so busy is they've had an influx of like 150, 200 people right next door to where all the stuff is, so it's completely rammed.
Seeing how busy it is, I'll also get a double park for everyone as well.
Nice. Like it. Go in
We're
there.
not
Ordering
doing that.
4 pints at a
Who's
time.
got-
I don't have enough hands.
Let's just get a picture each.
Dexterity check. Who doesn't
Ooh,
drop the
do you
beers?
paint now?
Come on. Nice. So you grab beers. You can grab beers and then hold up. And outside they'd have like barrels, like the empty beer barrels turned up out in the street. And they roll them out just to take over. Essentially, not a lot of travel is going to come in. Not many people are going to drive carts and they're not going to take deliveries into the city this late. So they kind of roll these barrels out and take up a lot of the streets. So you've got like various, so you can sit around and have a drink. As you guys have a beer barrel full of beers, essentially, because the top part of it's not going to be that big. It's almost like a pyramid of beers you've got as you can start working your way through them, wondering whether Fabian's ever going to return.
How much is that going to cost?
That'll be, you want a double park
Gold piece.
each. It's
I'll
like,
spend a gold
it's like
on
a
it.
gold, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's
Fucking
not-
hell. Yeah, I'll do the same.
Oh, that's a lot of beers. You got like
We're in
30 beers.
we're in a big city. You know, shit's going down when art spending money on booze.
So are we actually having a picture each then?
Yeah.
At this point, that's more than enough beer for Zaga. The pitcher's probably half as big as he is.
Yeah. Getting drunk. Remember what happened last time? Only good stuff. Nice. So yeah, but there's loads of people around. You can like get up some chats, try and get some information out of people. You yeah. So it depends what you want to do. If you want to like ask information about shady going on or whatever else, there's people around to try and get drunken rumors and stuff out of if you would like.
Zaga's going to turn to Arta, his performing assistant, and say, get everyone's attention while he gets his loot out.
I cast Thaumaturgy and cough 3 times. And as I do so, I stand up, my cape bellowing behind me.
Give me a performance or in. You're not dancing, are you? You're just clapping. So
no.
performance or intimidation.
I was
like
hoping
sound.
he was going to dance while the song was going on.
Oh, okay.
You said get everyone's
You
attention,
did say get
not...
everyone's attention.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the first part.
That is performance 5.
5. It's a loud cough, but you don't get that many people. You've not got a good starting audience.
I cast Thaumaturgy to dim all the lights in the room, all the candles in the
You're
room.
I thought we
outside.
were outside.
You're outside in the street.
Oh, we are outside.
Yeah.
To dim all the... Oh, they're probably not fire
no,
candles. They're probably
it's-
like magic candles or
Yeah,
some shit.
well, it's like
I will-
a lot of it's fires.
Thunderstep
Fires.
an inch. Create a big loud boom.
Boom!
Make sure you mark off the slot because if you use the spells, I'll have to kill you later. Cool. You find the clap. That's 300 meters, is it?
Yes.
Yeah. So on this like clear day, the fire goes off. There's this pause of a few seconds at most where everyone goes quiet.
I look so dejected seeing this happen. I was like, that was my role. I was supposed
just
to do
before Saga starts playing, I'm going to stand just in front and grab hold of my hazy cloak to kind of get like an illusory effect, and then dart out the way to reveal Zaga.
Nice.
Oh, it's like I appeared out of nowhere.
Yeah. Don't fuck up the wrong. You fucker. I was like, what the hell's that noise?
Good old days.
Little cough, and Zaga's just going to go straight into song. And because Arthur's been saying Valerie all afternoon. Well, sometimes I go out by myself
15 minutes.
and I look across the water and I think of all the things what you're doing. And in my head, I paint a picture. Well, since I've come on home, well, my body's been a mess. And I've missed your ginger hair and the way you like to dress. Won't you come on over? Stop making a fool out of me. Why don't you come on over, Valerie?
Clapping starts and the things.
Do-do-do.
Boop, 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 boop. The loot is just a standard loot sound as well. Cool. With the setup, roll a performance check with advantage. Don't use claps. You haven't seen a performance check yet.
Oh, where's my
You still got to roll.
where did my bloody thing go?
He fucks with the fucking sound.
I've lost my character sheet. Hang on.
What'd you get? The fucking lyrics. I've got the lyrics up for Valerie. I didn't get the character sheet.
Yeah, I think I closed the tab with the character sheet to open the lyrics.
Ay.
Performance with advantage.
Performance with advantage because you had a full team set up with a spell used as well.
Okay, the first roll is at 20. 26.
26. Yeah, you get a full clap along as people go in. There's beers start getting spilled. People singing. They're gonna ask you to play more, and then roll a d20 for me.
It's a 10.
10. So you get 10 gold pieces across like smaller denominations, but you can put in 10 gold pieces from your performance. People like either flicking coins into your beer mug as you're there, or like throwing them towards your direction as you're singing. As you get a lot of the people here, I suppose, will have been in a better mood, especially those that come from a Glimmering Hollow, have been in a slightly better mood because they had to leave their home and stuff, but they've been traveling for 2 days. They finally got to safety. They have a big wall, they have guards here, and now they're just starting to relax and trying to on the up, and then you've kind of caught them at the right time for a song. So people are happy. The money probably came from the people that are traveling through here, though, rather than the refugees. Probably didn't have a lot of money. But yeah, you get aroused and you make yourself known to the crowd as everyone is singing along and dancing along. At that point, you hear pushing to the front as you're singing. The rest of you that kind of stood around helping out. There's a quite well dressed female orc kind of comes up to you guys. And she's like, "Oh, that was. Are you travelers? I've heard about Roman bards and adventurers that pass through these cities.
This is the famous Zagazoon.
Are you also versed in? I could do some help.
What kind of help?
Just my son. He's gone missing. Well, I say he's gone missing. I know where he is. But I haven't seen him for a few days. I think he's falling with the wrong crowd. So I need someone who can help me find him.
Sure, we can do that.
Thank you. I can pay for your services. I've just been looking for the right band. The guards have no interest whatsoever in what's going on. Yes, of course. I understand that you guys, you adventurous sorts, kind of are bought and sold on gold. No.
Yeah, we can find your son for you.
I can't find my piece of paper. He's been working in the in the local bakery. It's just and she points like across down the street, and you can see there's a sign outside called Serenade Sweets, which
is this where Bonbon's friend wanted to get a pastry from?
This is we were telling you about before.
It's
There's a
Arthur's
few
friend,
different ones. Oh, it's Arthur's friend, but Von would also know about this place. They're supposed to do. There's a very skilled pastry chef there, an elf named Bella Sweetwater, who makes like banging pastries. And she's like,
Don't tell Faywin, she'll feed them all to
Yeah.
Hector.
Poor fat. Faber would know about this place as well because it does bang in pastries. And she's like, he was working there to try and bring in some coin. We don't need him to work, but he wanted to prove his worth, and now he started coming back with a few cuts and bruises after work, and now he's disappeared.
Any other information that can help?
Well, maybe if I find my piece of paper, yeah.
Name, description.
Yeah, I can't remember my son's name. It's on a piece of paper. Where the fucking hell did I?
Last 3 digits on that backwards card.
765. Yes, his name is Skeg.
All of that for Skeg.
I know. I found it in the end. But
What
yes,
a silly name.
And it was
Should I- should I-
only the days. So every time he worked, he came back with.
he's been working there for a few weeks now, and we'd noticed that he had started to come back with some cuts and bruises, which is, he said was fine, and it was just from moving stuff around and helping out in the bakery. But it seemed weird, and he was kind of coy with it. But now Bella won't speak to me at all. She won't allow me into the shop, and is being rather brutish about the matter. I just need someone to I know he's something's happening there, and I just need some help.
How old is your son?
He is she's like, he's late teens, but for an orc he's quite large. 18, 19. I'll make sure we know his actual age. He's 18. I'm his mother. I'm a good mother.
18, 19.
I don't know his name.
He's
don't know
around
his
these
age.
ages. His name's Skeg, all right? It's on my piece of paper.
How do we get in contact with you? Where can we find you?
I can. Where are you staying? I can give you information. I can be here tomorrow to help. Although if I'm here, it might not help with any investigation because Bella is quite the brute.
No, we don't meet here near.
We can meet by the sundial.
Yes, meet by the sundial.
Okay. Yes. He. Yeah. The shop is open. When shall I meet you?
How will I know the time if I'm not at the sundial already?
Just like general, like sun out in the middle of the day, in the morning, in the evening,
Aim for the middle of the day.
midday.
I don't know.
Mostly
Bakeries are
opens in the
open really
morning.
early, aren't they,
The-
to start baking?
The bakery is open.
No, they're open. They start working really early, but they're not open really early because they've got to make the pastry before they can sell the pastry.
Okay, fucking
We
pastry man.
can meet you at midday, and we'll
Yes.
do some investigation first, and then we can go from there.
Okay. Yes. Anything you can find that would be wonderful. And she's like, thank you. What do I call you? You guys don't really have a name, do you? Apart from the one I gave you.
With the
Call
Redvant
us
Rebels.
the Redvant Rebels.
Hey, you stole it!
Hey!
Yay!
I prefer Zagger in the dramatics.
Oh, that is quite good.
That's quite a good stage name. Okay.
What about
thank
Zagger
you.
and Arthur in the dramatics?
What about all of our individual names and the dramatics? She kind of, thank you. I'll see you tomorrow. And she kind of darts back through the crowd. And when you see, she, again, like more nobly dressed for this part of town, you can see she kind of like tries to dodge people as she's moving through. As there's a bit of like, hey! She's coming through. She's like, oh, scoots off back. happy that she's found someone. She looked kind of disheveled. She'd probably been like searching around this area for most of the day. You can see that her attire had been slightly squiffed from where it was probably started in the morning when she was well dressed, as she's been out and around trying to find anybody within this area, which is known for the adventurers in and out. Nice. You got a shit ton of beers to get through.
And we plan to get through them.
Nice. So you can plow through the beers. So yeah, I suppose the only other thing is if you want to try and hit up any of the passing travellers or locals that might be here for any information on anything else. General conversation, which we can just do on like you're just trying to get like a bit of drunken information out of people without doing anything, or not if you don't want to do any.
I'm just looking for rumours about a band of kobolds that may have come through.
Mm-hmm.
Because I told the lazy fuckers to come through.
It's crazy what they're like, those lazy fuckers. Roll a persuasion check.
Persuasion. 23.
23. No one has heard of any kobolds. When they're like, well, like kobolds, yeah, no one's heard of any kobolds. But they do remark. Some people remark that they have seen some dragonborn. And one of the guys that works down in the yards, he's like, yeah, I saw some dragon. They came in on a boat. Dragonborn came in and went straight into the Commonwealth. And that for you would know, but then, and I think most of you would know just in general, like the general history of like the Dragonborn left when they after the war, after the dwarves forced them out of the Diamond Mountains. They just went to Draka because they had no way of fighting back. They kind of used all their forces in the war, came back. The dwarves had stole their house and just like hidden it, but hunkered down. Dragonborn didn't have enough forces to fight back. They just exiled themselves kind of to Draka. And it was whilst they have a seat at the Commonwealth, so each of the species that live within the northern country have a seat at the Commonwealth table, the Dragonborn have never taken up their seat. Actually, the dwarves of the Diamond Mountain have never done it either. So there's a few, the elves leave open the seats for everybody, but not people take them. So the Dragonborn, whilst they might come in every so often, they pretty much don't leave Draka. So to see Dragonborn, it's a bit when you were like, have you seen any kobolds? They're like, no, but I did see some Dragonborn coming in. So like big, well armored, white and silverish Dragonborns.
I don't think I've ever actually checked. What's the relationship between the kobolds and the Dragonborn like on Draka?
It's very similar to the relationship with the hobgoblins and the goblins. The Dragonborn use the kobolds as their link to the mainland because they really don't leave.
Bitch.
Well, kind of like the bit, but not really. Like kobolds will be
But
more
they're-
likely to be
it's all
sailors.
friendly. It's all friendly.
It's friendly, yeah, it's friendly, but they are seen as like
It's
the
more
stronger
like-
version of you.
We're the workers and they're the warriors.
Nah, not necessarily. They are more. There are more of them that are warriors. Like the kobolds do take more useful jobs because there's more money to be made. So the kobolds are more likely to be sailors. They're more likely to like be some of the traders, and they're more likely to leave and come back or patrol the edges. Where the Dragonborn themselves a lot of them are devout and will train as warriors and keep up their skills, but a lot of them would just stay within their island themselves. So a few of them will be sailors and travel out on ships. They'll usually have a Dragonborn on the ship, but more of the merchants that will come in and trade with the Diamond Mountains and trade with Butte Springs and trade with some of the other areas, they're more likely to be kobolds. Kobolds are more regularly seen on the mainland than Dragonborn are, because you're out there doing the resource. And Draka is an ice island, so anything that they can't get from the island has to be brought in. So kobolds do a lot of work. They're just like the traders and the merchants. They're like the cheeky chappies that go and get stuff done. So they do a lot of trade with the halfling island as well, the smaller island, what would look like island on the map, Bryn. That's where a lot of food comes from. So they do a lot of trade. So kobolds again are more seen over there as well. So yeah, it's not quite the goblins where the goblins are properly the workforce of the dwarves and the hobgoblins. It's more akin to actually how the blood caps work, where there's hobgoblins and goblins. There is a bit of a known power differential, but the dragon folk use the kobolds as their link to the main world because they do not want to be part of. They're still very bitter about losing their homeland. So seeing them in common has been seen before. Very, very rare. I don't think, the same way that Faywin is desperate to see one, I don't think anyone else will have seen a Dragonborn before.
I will
Not
be.
even Saga because they're high class.
Zaga would have. Zaga's the only one that would have.
You talk about the Dragonborn love Zaga's songs. Traditional songs of our people.
Exactly.
He's like a court jester.
Yeah. Like an entertainer.
Yeah.
Dance, monkey boy, dance.
Court jester.
So no,
I
so
will be
nothing,
looking up,
nothing about kobolds, but yeah, Dragonborn have been seen very recently in.
There are some Dragonborn around. If I want to go hang around court, I might find their boat.
Yeah. All you know from the guys when you asked about it, they're like, no. This guy was like, yeah, I worked down the yards. Like, he works in one of the carpenter shops, whatever. Saw them coming on a boat, and they went straight in and went straight into the Commonwealth. Hasn't seen him since.
I will be on the lookout for like seafaring news.
Ooh, yeah. Roll. Just roll a luck check. Just roll a d20 because it's not necessarily a.
Don't murder any fucking pirates.
Yeah.
18.
18, pretty good. You are inland, so there's not a huge amount of like outside pirate news, but there are a lot of traders and ships that come in from there. You do get when you ask, because you specifically ask like about like pirate, essentially like pirate and stuff, and they a little bit like laugh it off and say like,
tales kind of stuff.
yeah, but like inland they don't see much, but then there's one or two other guys that hear from like a table over, and they're like more the exotic merchant traders, the guys that brought stuff into the Sunrise District, so they're bringing in stuff from other continents, where they tell some style. They recount a very loose story about this pirate ghost ship that is roaming around the Shattered Isles. And how a few of them are like taking different routes in. Like they've not seen or heard anything from it, but a few of the companies are altering their routes because they're a bit scared about being taken out by this thing. And it's a bit of a joke, like as if there's a pirate ghost ship going around. There's probably a more reasonable explanation there, but like pirates are real. You were a pirate, right? So people steal stuff from all the time. But yeah, there's this new rumor going around of this more aggressive pirate ghost ship that's taking out ships and it's causing kind of like shipping delays and stuff. So they have a bit of a joke with you about it. No details other than
there's not two frogs on there, is there?
Frog Kings. There are actually. Fuck you know. So yeah, nothing local to here though. But yeah, out around the Shattered Isles, they say, is where the people have stopped going through and near the Shattered Isles because it's not like worth it. They're just taking longer routes around. Nice. Anyone else want any other bits? Any other bits you won't be asking about?
No, just happily drinking.
How do we get to the sundial from here?
You walk up this big straight road. It's one big road. You can't get lost.
You should know you went on the tour.
Which
The
started
tour was very informative, and there's lots of information. And I've only got a small brain.
from
I
exactly
don't know
where
if
you
you
are now.
noticed.
Cool. Wicked. Right, yeah, if there's no other bits in there, you guys plough through your beers, get very, very merry, and with one long straight road, luckily, you can wander your way back to the Druid Encampment. Very much like the naughty kids coming in last in the hostel. So these are a bunch of not all scholar druids, but majority are like scholar type druids that are either going to do rituals and stuff in the morning, or set out parades, or counsel some of the leaders of the areas, or doing their studies. You guys rock in very fucking late, very fucking drunk, like into this mess hall, getting up to your rooms to try and get in. So yeah, you can have fun causing a bit of a noise and ruckus to the druids as you make your way back, skunk drunk, to your individual rooms in Morgana's throne. And we can stop there if you want.
Yeah.
Wondering if Faywin is
Very
ever
nice.
going to return. She's gone back to Daddy
She's
now.
alive.
She's done. Yeah. Yeah. It comes back to that. Faywin was captured and you guys missed it on a perception check.
She's
Sorry.
actually been turned into a vampire. Sorry, a mind flare.
Nice.
Lost her opportunity to ransom her.
Yeah, you did. Yeah, she's already gone back to the thing. So yeah, we'll be back, and hopefully Kins is with us back next week on Thursday, and we can pick up
Very
some
long
Pocketbard
rest.
stuff. Yeah, you can long rest now. Yeah. Oh yeah, shit. I thought you guys were super weak the whole way through this thing as well.
I meant to ask actually.
Mm-hmm.
Did we not sleep at all on that long journey?
You didn't get a long rest.
We didn't get a long rest.
You didn't get a long rest. So you came back.
Did we get exhaustion from that or not?
No, you got a few hours sleep and then you were going. So you got you got enough for a short rest. So you would have had some sleep.
Okay.
You just didn't.
Okay.
You would to leave in the morning with the rest of the pack and to dodge the head start that the hobgoblins gave you. You had to leave after about 4 or 5 hours sleep. So we were saying I think for some of you it might have just been enough, but yeah, not to levels of exhaustion. It was just you were always going to turn up a bit. Fucked.
Okay.
So you guys can.
Oh, no, so I had a level of exhaustion from
No. If you had one,
getting
you can
knocked
get
down
one.
before, but I didn't go up to 2.
Yeah. No, they can all go. Nice. So yeah, you can get your sleep. Those of you that had levels of exhaustion can knock one off, and then you'll sleep through and then wake up in the morning, and then we'll pick up where what Fabian was up to and how you guys will get back in touch. You found some little other things to go around and little things
Did we say any wanted posters for Fabian?
No, you didn't say any wanted posters for Fabian, no.
Can I do a perception check to see if we saw any wanted posters?
Yeah, you can do a perception check.
I know we've stopped for the day.
So you can do a
That
perception
is
check.
10.
No, you don't see any.
Oh.
Funny that happens. Right. GG's. Well done. We didn't get arrested. I'm so proud of you all.
I thought there might have been a point.
Close.
Only day one.
Oh, God. All right. We'll see you next week. Ta-ta. Farewell.
Nipples.